Well, boys and girls, how's it going, everyone? Good to see you all here tonight. It's official. We've started up the next year of hockey, baby. Free agency. All the contracts move over to the 25-26 season, and I am very glad that I did not go live at noon today, man. All the signings already happened. Florida kept everyone. We knew about the Mitch Marner situation, although there was a boatload of trades. We will go over it here today. Laid back stream with you guys. Anything that you guys want me to do, we can take a look at specific teams. I got the trade tracker on my screen. I got free agency on my screen. I got Puckpedia on my screen. I got NHL stats. I got NHL standings. And at the end of it, we can start up NHL 25's franchise mode. Let's simulate a year with Mitch Marner on Vegas. See what happens. Let's simulate a year with Marner off Toronto with the Leafs. Let's see what happens. Let's simulate a year with Noah Dobson on Les Montreal Canadiens, baby. Take a look at Ottawa. Climax already coming in here with the Ottawa Senators. Hang on a second there, Climax. There are some bigger and better stories to talk about to start this stream here tonight. Now, hang on a second. The Harry Viking with the resubscription. Good to be able to catch a GM mode stream again. Cheers for the last 22, Johnny. For the last 22? What the hell does that mean? Well, there you go, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. 15, Jake. Joler Coaster. What's the definition of confusion? 20 blind lesbians in a fish market. All right, Joler Coaster. Thank you very much for that one. The Al Gore. My Bruins are still ass. The Boston Bruins, man. Are they going to have to go through a rebuild? They're going to hold on to Pasternak and Swaywall? Or are they going to completely blow it up? Lots of talk about Brad Marchand. You know, would he be returning to the Boston Bruins, captain going back? And Brad says, hell no. I might as well get locked up till I'm 43 and stay with a cup contender, man. The Florida Panthers is not fair. Billy Zito is getting all the credit. It helps as a GM when you have players who want to stay there. Freaking Sam Bennett goes 8 times 8 and Mitch Marner gets 12, man. Oh my God. Ekblad at like 6, Marner at 12, man. Barkov at 10, Reinhardt at like 8-5, Marner at 12, man. There you go. You want to know why the Toronto Maple Leafs didn't win a Stanley Cup in the last 9 years? Probably 5 players, maybe more, that all got 1 to 2, maybe even 3 million more than they should. John Tavares, Austin Matthews, William Nylander, Mitch Marner, Morgan Riley. You take 1.5, $2 million off of each one of their contracts. Guess what? You can keep a guy like Nazem Kadri. Guess what? You can keep a guy like Zach Hyman, right? So ultimately, the Leafs had a good team. The core four had skill, but we didn't have the same depth that the Florida Panthers had, and that was the difference, man. If you want to build a cup contender, you need to have some good pieces in that bottom six, and the Leafs had nothing, man. But we'll see what happens next year. Blue Ducky 45, he's got that black badge. Let's go, Blue Ducky. Gavin Finley, bye-bye, no-look floaties. No more no-look floaties. Have fun with it over there in Vegas. Creed 101, just want to say Jersey won day 1 of free agency. Jersey? Oh, yes, in case anyone didn't know, Yevgeny Dadonov is back in the East with the New Jersey Devils, the team that he scored on in overtime to make his legend known all those years ago. We have come full circle, ladies and gentlemen. Aguidimon, happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Only 10 more years left. Is that the, what's Bobby Bonilla Day again? Is that the New York Mets? Is that the guy who gets paid like 1.2 or 1.1 every single July 1st? Mets, baby. New York Mets legend. What a severance package. That's nice, man. 20 million more coming over the next 20 years. Hell yeah. 1.3 million till 2035. That is hilarious, man. All right. So I think I have eased into this. I don't really have a plan. I don't have a presentation for you guys, but we are just going to talk about this together, all right? So let me bring up this. Here we go. So I got all the trades, the signings. Let's go through a bunch of the trades. We'll talk about them a little bit. Then we're going to go to Puckpedia, take a look at the salary cap situation. We'll envision some lineups. But for the lineups, I'd like to bring it back into NHL 25 just because the visual on the screen is a lot better. All right, but let's do the trades first, all right? So this is the most recent one. K'Andre Miller going to the Carolina Hurricanes from the New York Rangers. I was actually talking with a bunch of people about this trade. People are like, what the hell? This one's terrible. Hang on a second. Is there any way I can? Yes, I want to do it right here. K'Andre Miller. What do you guys think about this one? Let me bring up his stats here for a sec. There you go. Keandre Miller stats and news. I wish I had a better way to search this, but here it is, right? So Keandre Miller, he gets to go play with the Carolina Hurricanes. Who are they replacing? Is it Orlov that they're replacing? Are they moving on from Brent Burns? So is Keandre Miller's got to be a left-handed D-man. I think he's a left-handed D-man. Yeah, he's lefty. All right, so he's going for Scott Morrow, a first-rounder from next year and a second-rounder from next year. So that's interesting from the New York Rangers. Miller signed an 8-year, $60 million contract as part of the sign-in trade. So what is that? $7.5 million per year, 7.25, something like that. My God, Keandre Miller getting freaking paid, man. And Ranger fans saying that he's shit, but sometimes the defenseman just needs a new change of scenery. My man's 6'5", 210. He's 25 years of age, drafted 22nd overall in 2018. And I was taking a look at some of his numbers, man. It's pretty good, like 43 in 79 games played, but no power play time, right? So this guy's actually getting some even strength. At 25 years of age, if you can get him to play your system, I'm all right with that. It's not like your Cale Makar or Quinn Hughes type defensemen just grow on trees in the NHL, right? And also the best example of a defenseman that can find his game. Look at a guy like Seth Jones, right? Seth Jones, I mean, a high quality draft pick, I think it was 4th overall, right? Bounces around in the NHL, and then he gets picked up by Florida, salary retention, and now we're completely thinking differently about a guy like Seth Jones. So we'll see. Johnny, he's terribly defensively. Well, Michael Chapp, it looks like you're a Ranger fan. Was your team in general just a shitty team defensively last year? Was the locker room destroyed? I don't know, man. So Keandre Miller, that's an interesting one. Let me just bring this over here so for God's sakes. Oh my God, hang on. Everything literally just fucking went away on my screen. Fucking hell, man. I got it. Give me a second. Oh, Jesus. There we go. All right, so we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Unk. Yeah. It's just moving this shit over. That is gonna be a pain in the ass, man. I gotta bring this up. Yeah, there it is. All right, so that's Keandre Miller to the Carolina Hurricanes. What do you guys think? Carolina, good move. Rangers, good move. I mean, the Rangers get a first rounder in 26, a second rounder in 26. The Carolina Hurricanes got to think of themselves as a deep playoff team next year, so they're hoping to get back to the conference finals. So those first rounder, I mean, late 20? That's what they're hoping for. We win the trade. Good move on Carolina. Rangers fleece them. This might be a win-win trade. You know, Carolina gets the defenseman they want, and the Rangers move on from somebody perhaps that they weren't thrilled with, and they pick up Scott Morrow first and a second. So I'm going to say that's a win-win for right now. Time will tell. Alex Nedeljkovic. I always fuck this name up. Don't pronounce the J. Alex Nedeljkovic, right? Is that it? I think Ned. We'll just call him Ned. He is going to the San Jose Sharks for a third. So Kyle Dubas just acquiring picks. Sam Lafferty, was he already on the Chicago Blackhawks at one point, man? I think he was. So the Buffalo Sabres trade Lafferty back to Chicago? I think he was, man. Johnny, look at Morrow. No, we can't take forever here. I got to move forward, man. Johnny, win pronunciation. I got it right? You got it? Let's go. I got it. Zach Bolduc, Logan Mailloux. Yeah, some young guys. Victor Arvidsson getting dumped from the Edmonton Oilers. So the Boston Bruins, I like that pickup for Boston because all they do is give up a fifth. But I'm thinking if Boston wants to reflip Arvidsson at this year's trade deadline, because I believe he only has 1 year left, and if Boston is doing that retool thing, just retain some money then and then turn that fifth into a fourth or a third or something, right? I think that's what Boston's trying to do there. Just turn a fifth into a fourth. Any kind of upgrade. The big one, Mitch Marner for Nicholas Waugh. The Toronto Maple Leafs get something back, which is very nice. We'll talk about that trade going forward. Montreal with a goaltender. Matias Maccelli coming from the Utah Mammoth. What is it with all the players in my GM mode that end up showing up, man? Matias Maccelli, what kind of freaking season is this guy going to have with the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? Vladimir Tarasenko going to the Minnesota Wild. Nicholas Hag going to Nashville. Vegas had to free up some cap space before the Mitch Marner thing. I think they still have to free up cap space, although Alex Pietrangelo might be done, so there's that $7 or $8 million or whatever off the books. Chisholm, John Gibson going to the Detroit Red Wings. What do you guys think about this one? I think this is a sneaky trade for Detroit. Now, some people are going to say John Gibson past his prime. He ain't going to do anything. Sometimes for goaltenders, man, just a new freaking look and a veteran presence in that locker room, right? I don't know if they can find, maybe not peak prime John Gibson, but seems like it's going to be an upgrade from last year. If they can get something out of him, man, I don't know. Great trade for Detroit. They still got to shore up that blue line, but I kind of like it. Then you got the Connor Timmins and Isaac Beliveau to the Buffalo Sabres for Connor Clifton in a second rounder. So Connor Timmins just being flipped and flopped all over the place. Another second rounder. So Dubas picks up a third for Ned and gets a second for Timmins and this guy. All right. Jordan Spence, right-handed defenseman, a little bit on the smaller side. I guess he'd be classed as what, an offensive defenseman? I don't know. I'm basing it on NHL 25. Going to the Ottawa Senators, so there you go. Right-handed D, man. They got a lot of lefties over there in Ottawa. Sanderson, Thomas Chabot, right? So who else they got lefty? Sanderson, Chabot. You know what it is? I'm still thinking of Chikrin. But he's not there anymore, yeah. Because it was at one point they had like 3 lefties on that team that were all... Clevin? Yeah, Clevin. Okay, that makes more sense. Major trade. Charlie Coyle and Miles Wood going to Columbus for a third and a second. So it seems like the Colorado Avalanche just dumped some players here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Miles Wood had like 5 years left at like 2.5. He's one of those new guys that like GMs are like sometimes taking a shot with on a depth player. Like, isn't that Miles Wood? Doesn't he have like 5 years left at like 2.5 or something? So the fact that they're unloading that salary from Miles Wood, and I guess Charlie Coyle, they weren't a big... Did they keep Brock Nelson? By the way, did the Colorado Avalanche re-sign Brock Nelson? I mean, we'll get to the re-sign stage. Yes, they did. Yes. All right, so that makes all the sense in the world. You got McKinnon. You got Brock Nelson. Who else they got a center on that team? I'm trying to think. Trying to think of their second line center. I can't remember. It's not Landeskog. He's a winger. They kept Brock. Okay. Jack Drury. Well, he was like a fourth line. Natchez. But Natchez plays on the wing with McKinnon. I thought they had another second line center, man. Coyle. Yeah, well, Coyle was the second. Right. They shored up the center core with Coyle and Brock Nelson. All right. Well, they still have 2 guys. Now they just got to bring up Jack Drury, turn him into a third, or maybe sign somebody else, trade for somebody else. I don't know. Les Montreal Canadiens. Oui. Qu'est-ce que c'est? So they had 2 first-rounders this year. I think it was 16 and 17 or 18 and 19, some shit like that. They part ways with both of them, and they bring in the right-handed defenseman Noah Dobson. Now, you know what? We're actually going to go to some of the stats here right now. Let's take a look at the New York Islanders. All right, regular season, get stats. Show me these. Where is he? Noah Dobson. Let me click on his name here. All right, so what kind of player do you think the Montreal Canadiens are getting with a guy like Noah Dobson? 6'4", 200 pounds, 25 years of age, same thing as a K'Andre Miller, right? Drafted in 2018, 12th overall by the New York Islanders. He had one real good year. It was last year, wasn't it? Man, 70 points in 79 games played, lots of power play points, right? So they play him on the power play. Will the Montreal Canadiens be utilizing Dobson on the power play, or do they go with Lane Hudson and 4 forwards? I don't know what they're going to do with Patrick Laine, because if you're not using Laine on the power play, what the hell do you got him there for? You got to play Suzuki, you got to play Caulfield, right? I think they want to develop Slafkovsky, so there's 3 guys. Do you go Hudson and Dobson with those 3, or do you go like... I don't know. I'd love the idea of Dobson and Hudson on the same line and get those guys playing together, man. Get some freaking chemistry going, right? But that could be very nice. The Montreal Canadiens, they got some puck-moving offensive defensemen, man. They might be an electric team next year. Line A power play number 2. Oh, my God. That's a horrible idea, but whatever. All right, let's continue. Sorta for a second. How the hell the Florida Panthers? Who the fuck is Justin Sorta? If you got a second rounder from Washington, the hell, depth player? I don't know, man. When you got a roster like the Florida Panthers, you can just get draft picks back for everything. It's crazy. Frankie Gaudreau, salary cap dump. JJ Peterka, my God, man. Are the Buffalo Sabres going to rebuild again? Are they going to retool? Are they going to part ways with all these younger players? Isn't Peterka like 23 or 24? I mean, their whole team is like 23, 24. They still got to part ways with it. What is Buffalo doing? Josh Doan and Michael Kesselring. So right-handed defenseman. And Josh Doan, everyone feeling like, well, his dad was Shane Doan. He must be good, right? Evander Kane going to the Vancouver Canucks. I would love to know what Vancouver Canuck fans think of Evander Kane, because because from Edmonton's perspective, that's like a salary cap dump, right? With Leon Draisaitl going from 8.5 up to 14 and few other players. Like, they couldn't keep Connor Brown. Freaking Corey Perry parts ways. Evander Kane has got to be cut, right? Kane got jump in Vancouver. Might score some goals. Well, it's going to help out the toughness, I guess, right? Like, Evander Kane's got that feisty behavior on the ice. Sometimes it leads to minor penalties, like in the finals, but also not afraid of stepping up and fighting. And also, nobody wants to fight Evander Kane on the other team, right? So, yeah, that could be interesting. Trevor Zegras going to the Philadelphia Flyers. And now we're back to, yeah, we've already covered these ones. So, out of all those trades, forget the Mitch Marner trade because that was kind of just, that was always going to happen. What do you guys think? Best trade? Who really want to trade here? Let me just, I'm looking. I like Colorado getting a second and a third bat. Like, that's nice. They free up the cap space. Landy is back. Like Colorado's got to reset after losing Rantanen, right? Montreal with Noah Dobson. That one kind of came out of nowhere. And also the Islanders with those 2 first-rounders. We're going to have to wait 3, 4, 5 years to see what those picks become, along with their first overall selection. I do like the idea of the first overall selection having 2 other guys who went in his draft class, and they all get to grow together. So I really like that trade from both perspectives. I thought Noah Dobson would still be young enough that he could play with Schaefer, although Schaefer's a lefty. Yeah, Schaefer's a lefty, right? Yeah, so there was a part of me that thought like Schaefer and Dobson, but I guess Dobson wanted out of the Islanders. Oh my God, everyone wants out of the island, man. No one wants to play there. It's crazy. So I like that trade. Let me just go through it. That Detroit trade with John Gibson, like, if all of a sudden Detroit is somewhere in a playoff hunt and Gibson's got like a plus 905 save percentage and he's starting a significant amount of games, that could be a sneaky little trade right there. But also it could mean nothing. Vladimir Tarasenko, Matthias Michelli, that one obviously, yeah. And then, of course, the Keandre Miller. Yeah, so I'm going to go down there. Keandre Miller, the Colorado Avalanche, and the Montreal Canadiens and New York Islanders. To me, those are the 3 big win trades that we've seen so far. And then, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the signings, all right? So this is going to be a little bit more. Johnny, check Spence's stats. All right, let me do this for a climax here, all right? Let's show a little bit of love to the Ottawa Senators. Hang on. Skaters. I'm going to have to fight, for God's sakes, man. Did you see what you got me doing, Climax? Look what I got to freaking do right now, buddy. Ottawa Senators, there he is. No, he was on the LA Kings. What am I doing? LA Kings. There you go. All right, so where is he? Jordan Spence, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who the Ottawa Senators got here. 5'11", 180, all right? So not tiny, but not exactly throwing that, but like, it depends. Smaller players like that can still play heavy. I don't know anything about this guy. Drafted in the 4th round, 2nd pick, 95th overall. He's 24 years of age. So again, that defenseman right at that level, right? Seems like 24, 25 is where, like teams are willing to give up on a guy that maybe they drafted if it's not working. Like, unrestricted free agency is right around the corner. And then another team out there is like, hell yeah, we'll take him. We'll go for it. Let's see what he's done here. 24-8. No power ball. You got a little bit of power play time. I mean, he's 24. It's good. What kind of contract has he got? I don't know. I can't really take much from that. Although, a plus 23 on that LA King team. That's kind of nice, right? That's kind of nice. So we'll see. We'll see, Ottawa. I like it. You needed a right-handed defenseman, so getting a 24-year-old, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so let's go back to the signings here. So I'm not going to focus on any of these, what's it called, like minor signings, if you will. We are just going to focus on ones that we all recognize. Hang on a second. Because I have the game on my screen, everything is a little bit messed up right now, but there you go. I'm back. And we're back. All right. So, let me know if you guys want me to stop on anything. Alex Steves, wasn't he a former Toronto Maple Leaf? Oh, no. Ryan Stillman, Mike Riley, Jordan Harris. Mikey Eyssimont, 2 years, 1.45 for Boston. All right, so Boston loading up. Simon Holmstrom, 2 years at 3.63 for the New York Islanders. All right, 24 years of age. Big body Justin Brazeau. Oh, my God, Brazeau. Yeah, Dubas is like, that guy was a pain in the ass in 24. Might as well sign him, man, for God's sakes. Ryan McLeod getting signed by the Buffalo Sabres. I'd imagine the Buffalo Sabres got to sign Ryan McLeod because what do they get what do they give up to get him? It was like Mathieu Savoy with the Edmonton Oilers, so that should be interesting. But they got him locked in, 5 years or 4 years at $5 million per. Colin Blackwell, Yevgeny Dadonov. He's back in the East with the team that he made his mark against all those years ago, back in NHL 12 or NHL 11. He was on the Montreal Canadiens. He ended up scoring in overtime against the New Jersey Devils, and full circle, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see Dadonov in the East this year. Kurashev, Tonito, Venisek, 1.5, nothing much there. Isaac Lundstrom, Adam Gaudette, Benoit, blah, blah, blah. Dakota Mermis, Travis Boyd, Jacob Megna, Stanley Cup winner, Boris Kachuk. All right. Now, this one's an interesting one. Michael Granlund. Lots of talk about him. I don't think he was ever going back to Dallas with the Finnish connection. They actually had to free up cap space, and I think they're holding on to Jason Robertson because they moved on from Marchment, right? I think that was the plan there with Dallas. But Michael Granlund going to Anaheim, my God, man. This guy just loves California. He played with San Jose, then he goes to Anaheim. I mean, he's going to be traded in a year or two, right, with full retention, 33 years of age. My God. Overpaid? Mr. Funky Spice, this is the thing about a team like Anaheim. How is it overpaid? They have a salary floor that they have to reach. All their younger players are all still on rookie deals. They got to get to the salary floor. So a guy like this, you sign him for 3 years. All your rookies have 2-3 years left on their rookie deal. And then when he's in his final year or two, you retain 50% and you flip him for a first or a third or some shit. So Anaheim is just literally paying a player $7 million a year to get some draft picks when you eventually move on from them. I'm all right with that. Again, it's a cap world. You have to get to a certain number. And so all these teams with rookie contracts, like they have to get like 30 or 50 million sometimes. It's crazy. Philip Tomasino, Connor Dewar, Pontus Holmberg getting cut by the Toronto Maple Leafs. I kind of like Pontus Holmberg, but at the same time, you can't have, like, you only have room for so many smaller players on your team. If you're keeping a guy like Nick Robertson, if you're bringing in a guy like Matthias Michelli, you still have a guy like William Nylander. The Leafs are trying to change their culture, so you need some bigger players with some grit. Have fun in Tampa Bay there, Pontus Holmberg. There you go, buddy. John Klingberg going to San Jose. Lars Eller going to Ottawa. Adept Peace, very nice. Former Cup champion. Simon Lundmark, Justin Danforth, Nico Sturm, Matt Murray, Radek Faksa, Tanner Pearson to Winnipeg. That's not much. Jonathan Drouin to the New York Islanders. I didn't even know about that one. 2 years at $4 million per. That's interesting. Not going to stay with the Colorado Avalanche. What's the play there with Drouin? You trying to find some skill to put alongside of Matthew Barzal or Horvat or what's the other guy that they signed like 4 years? Oh, God, he was on Florida. He was on Columbus. Duclair, right? He's there as well, but you just parted ways with Noah Dobson. I wonder what Drouin does. I wanted Drouin. It's all right, Cly. You got enough, man. Don't know what to make of that Jonathan Drouin signing, although same thing as a Granlund, in fact, even a little bit better. This could just be somebody that the Islanders sign to eventually flip, whether it's this year or next year's trade deadline. He's only going to be making $4 million per. There would probably, if he can put up 40, 50, 60 points, if they could retain some money, a team would take him at like $2 million per. So I think that's what they're going for right there. Anton Forsberg, Brian Dumoulin, Nick Perbix, Cody Ceci got 4 years at 4.5 from the LA Kings. Dear God. Cody Ceci just keeps on getting paid. You know what? A trip to the Stanley Cup final will do that for you. And what team was he on this past year? Hang on. Was he on Dallas this past year? In 24, when he went to the finals, he was on Edmonton. He was on Dallas last year. So, I mean, there you go, boys. A trip to the Stanley Cup finals and a trip to the conference finals. You got the entire league watching you, right? So GMC, the name CC. Oh, you mean that guy who was on Edmonton? That guy was like, it's just the way of the league, man. It's just the way of the league. He's obviously doing something, right? Jeff Petrie, great. Jeff Petrie going to turn into Bobby Orr next year with the Florida Panthers. Awesome. James Van Riemsdyk. Was he already on Detroit at one point? Is he going back there? I can't remember. JVR in Detroit. That's interesting. Nate Schmidt. Nate Schmidt. Defenseman? Hang on. Is that the defenseman that came from Florida? I think so. I'm thinking of like, yeah, that is, right? There you go. Nate Schmidt gets paid. He goes and wins the Stanley Cup, and at 33 years of age, going to make himself a nice $10 million. I don't know if he's going to retire after that, but very nice. Winning that Stanley Cup. Look what happens to you, man. Jacob Bernard Docker. Wasn't that guy traded to the freaking Buffalo Sabres or the Ottawa Senators? I thought there was a defenseman, a right-handed defenseman. Is that him? Right-handed, 25. That is him? He was. So how did they just trade for him, or was it an offer sheet? Buffalo didn't re-sign him. So the Buffalo Sabres, what did they get out of that trade? They just wanted Josh Norris? I don't even know. Buffalo is trying to figure out what Buffalo is doing. How can you figure it out? They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. All right. Sounds good, man. He was just not qualified, Johnny. Okay. Owen Sillinger, Scott Perunovich, Lane Pedersen, Brendan Tanev. We were talking about Brendan Tanev maybe coming to the Toronto Maple Leafs. That ain't going to happen. The two Tanev brothers, Nick Bjugstad, Ryan Lindgren, Kyler Yamamoto. Oh my God, it's a name that I haven't seen in a while. Capo Kakinen. Who's that guy? No, it's not what I'm thinking of. Tanner Jeannot going to Boston, 5 years at 3.4. All right, Boston loading up, man. Freaking blue collar type players. Nick Cousins, Colin White, Michael Pezzetta. There you go. Another one of GM Superbman's gems coming to Toronto, baby. All right, Pez. Pez going to be running around out there throwing body checks. Connor Brown getting paid with New Jersey. Isn't that funny? I'm sure the Edmonton Oilers would love to see Connor Brown coming back, but you can't afford to pay him $3 million per year. They can't afford to get goaltenders, right? Like, Edmonton might be in trouble next year, man. That Pacific, I don't know what to make of that Pacific. Joel Armia, Vladislav Gavrikov. All right, now this one is interesting. So since I'm already over here, let's see what Gavrikov brings to the table. Gavrikov, was he? Yes, he was. He was on the LA Kings last year. Gavrikov to the Rangers, right? So, is this the replacement for K'Andre Miller? You part ways with K'Andre, you bring in a prospect, a first, and a second, and you replace him. Is this guy going to play alongside of Adam Fox, the right-handed dude? 6'3", 220. He is how old right now? How old is he? What does it say his age? Hang on. 1995. Doesn't say his age. 1995. What is that? Like 30, 31? What is he, guys? Somebody help me out. 29? All right, so he's on the right side of 30. All right. Columbus Blue Jackets. It seems like he's an injury-prone player. Actually, no, I take that back. The last 2 years, he's been fine. 23 points. We know that he's not that kind of player, right? Doesn't get any power play time. Putting up 30 points. All right, so just a big shutdown defender. And how much did he sign for? Hang on, let me just see that again. How much did he sign for? 7 years at $7 million per. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. Let me tell you that. But I guess they like what they see. So you could have brought back K'Andre Miller, 25 years of age at $7.75. Instead, you get a 29-year-old, 7 years at $7 million. So the Rangers, that's an internal decision right there. For whatever reason, they just didn't like K'Andre Miller. Players that they want to keep didn't like him. The locker room was just a little bit toxic. They basically move him out for some draft picks, and they just get this guy back. I wonder if they trade K'Andre, if they don't get Vladislav Gavrikov locked up. Probably not, right? So it's interesting. You're dropping a player, you're getting draft picks, and you're just signing one for free. So that's like a net. As long as Gavrikov is somewhat similar, if not better, that's a total win for the New York Rangers. The only way that's bad is if this contract does not age well, right? But we'll see. We will see. Martin Veavari making $6 million per. Corey Perry. He got an upgrade, man. Corey Perry made $2 million. Look at this guy at 41, age 40. He's going to get himself, I think he made $1 million last year. Isn't it kind of sad that he didn't go back to Edmonton? Like, what's the thought process there? Is that Perry not wanting to go back to Edmonton? Is that Edmonton not wanting Perry back? Is that Perry just wanting a little bit more of a payday? Corey Perry might be the key for the Edmonton Oilers, or for the LA Kings to beat the Oilers, I should say. Congrats on the LA Kings losing in the finals next year. LA Kings in the finals next year. All right, put money down on it. There you go. Brock Besser staying with Vancouver. All right, Vancouver fans, I want to know, do you guys like this or not? I thought Brock Besser was gone, man. Vancouver essentially keeps the same team together, the same locker room that I thought was toxic last year. You guys like it? Good upside. Brock Besser's 28. I mean, what kind of season is this guy having? Hang on, let me take a look at his stats here. Vancouver Canucks, Vancouver. Let's see if we can get a good look. So, best forward on the team, 50 points in 75 games played. What in the fuck happened last year? Pettersson had 45 in 64. You guys have got to score some freaking goals. Quinn Hughes can't do it all himself, man. Jesus Christ. So let's see what Brock Boeser's done the last couple of years. Not an injury-prone player. As long as you're playing more than 70 games a season, that's fine by me. 46, 55, 73, 50. You know what, though? For a guy like Brock Boeser, don't even worry about the point totals. He's a goal scorer. So I guess they're hoping that he is truly a 30. Let's just say 30. They're hoping that he's at least like a 30 goal scorer year to year to year. 28 years of age. I mean, yeah, that's what they're hoping for from him. Only making $7.25 per. I mean, that's about second-line money with the cap going up. So you got a 30 goal scorer for $7 million per year. All right, sounds good. William Eklund staying with San Jose. Parker Kelly, Christian Dvorak. Christian Dvorak getting 1 year, 5.4 from Philadelphia. I wonder what that one's all about. Philly wants him, but they didn't want to give him terms, so they just went out there and got him. 5.4. Damn. Crazy with some of these contracts, man. Jake Allen signing with the Devils, 5 years at a cap of 1.8. So this is what a lot of these teams are doing with these older guys now, just signing them to great AAVs to keep the cap down. And then I guess if it doesn't work, you just trade them to some team that needs to reach the salary floor next year, right? Some rebuilding team. And sure, we'll take that on. Sure, we'll take that. That's crazy, man. Major signing, Logan Stankoven, 8 times 6. Wow. All right, so they give up on Mikko Rantanen. Obviously, they tried. They gave up on Natchez to get Rantanen. But now the guy they get back is only going to cost them $6 million per, and he's locked in. So I think they got Logan Stankoven locked up. Well, I know they got Stankoven locked up, but I think they got Seth Jarvis locked up as well. Hang on. You know what? Carolina could be an interesting team to look at here. So we're going to go to Puckpedia. We're going to select the Carolina Hurricanes. We're going to go roster breakdown. And here you go, right? Sebastian Aho at 27. He's locked in through 29, 2030. Svechnikov, he's locked in at 25 through 28, 29. Jarvis at 23. He's locked up through 29, 30. Taylor Hall's got a couple of years left. And Logan Stankoven, there you go. It's been updated. He is locked in as well. The only criticism, right? Watching the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers last year, the only criticism is that they're just a small team. And Logan Stankoven, he's a pretty small guy as well, right? They need some size up front. Svechnikov is not small, but Aho, Seth Jarvis, and Logan Stankoven. But they do get Keandre Miller, and they have Jacob Slavin locked up as well. So Carolina doing a great job with their contracts going forward. I mean, this team should be in the playoffs year to year to year, so I like that for the Carolina Hurricanes. I didn't mean to go back there. Let's keep on going here. Joel Hanley, Anthony DeAngelo, Connor Garland. This is what I mean about the Vancouver Canucks. Let's bring up Vancouver here, shall we? What does their future look like? I mean, they got so much money tied up in freaking Elias Pettersson. Elias making 11.6. Imagine paying 11.6 to a freaking forward who just got you 50 points. Now, Vancouver, I will be generous to you here. Last year was a bit of a throwaway season just because of the entire locker room situation with Pettersson and JT Miller and who's going to be freaking traded. Quinn Hughes, I think, was also dealing with some injuries. So Vancouver's got to reset here, get the locker room playing, and come out of the gate strong. They got Pettersson locked up long term. If you can't find a place for him, he's not going anywhere. Brock Boeser, he's here now. Jake DeBrusk, he's locked up. All these guys through 29-30. Connor Garland, he's locked up through 29-30. You got Philip Roenick locked up through that amount of time. Marcus Pettersson, 2 more years for Quinn Hughes. That's the big one. Next year, next offseason, will Quinn Hughes re-sign with the Vancouver Canucks? But also, they got so much money now tied up in 2 goaltenders. Next year, Thatcher Demko is going to be making 8.5 for his freaking made of glass, crippled ass. Are you kidding me? And they also extended Kevin Lankinen. They got a 29 and 30-year-old goalie, 8.5 and 4.5. They're spending $13 million a year on goaltending. And in comparison, the Edmonton Oilers with Anthony Stolarz, freaking Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard. I don't think you have to go that low, but then you take a look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're spending like a good 5.5 on 2 goaltenders, man. Oh my God. And what, Johnny? Buyout? Oh, yeah, Oliver Ekman-Larsson buyout. And then he goes to Florida and wins. 4.7 for this year, 4.7. Those buyouts are terrible. Terrible, man. Oh, jeez. Vancouver. I don't know if I like what Vancouver did. Basically, Vancouver said we're running it back. We're bringing back the same team. But if you don't have options, you don't want to lose these assets just to get, I don't know. Don't know. Ivan Provorov. I'm telling you, man, all these new contracts. Provorov locked up 7 years at 8.5. Now, you can disagree with this, but a 28-year-old defenseman, top four. Provorov's got some size. Hang on. Let me look up Provorov. I think he's got some, not maybe size, but like weight to him. Hang on. Columbus Blue Jackets. Does Provorov play with Werenski? That's what I am thinking about here, Provorov. Does he play with Werenski? Because Werenski had a good year last year, and if they like those two together, that would kind of make sense to me, right? So started with the Philadelphia Flyers, Provy. When was he drafted? Yeah, he's 6'1", 213, so he's got some size to him. 28 years of age, drafted 7th overall. Let's see what he's been doing with Columbus in the last 2 years. I mean, it's 33 points with no power play time, guys. I mean, plus 11. I mean, based on last year, contract year, so be it. No, Johnny Fabro plays with Werenski. Well, they locked up Fabro as well, right? Didn't they give him like 4x4 or some shit? Something like that, 4x3.5? All right, well, I mean, I guess they feel like they got their blue line. They just want to lock it up. Why can't Andrei Kuzmenko get a long-term deal, man? Like, what is it with Vancouver? And now, I thought the LA Kings liked him. Only a 1 year, 4.3. Kuzmenko, man, just year to year to year. So be it. Steven Lorentz coming back for Toronto. 3 years, 1.35. Perfect. Remember, these cap hits are a lot more acceptable for Toronto, even like a Ryan Reeves with Mitch Marner's contract off the books. We can afford all the $1.3 and $2 million players all we want now. Brad Marchand at 37 years of age signed 6 years to keep the AAV down, 5.250. Now this one's fucking insane. This is where it's like, you might, if you're in the Atlantic, you might want to just go on an 8-year rebuild right now because Houston, we got a problem. Alexander Barkov locked up through 30. Kachuk locked up through 30. Reinhart locked up through 30. Bennett locked up through 30. Verhaeghe locked up through 30. Marchand locked up through 30. Lundell locked up through 30. Defensively, Jones locked up through 30. Ekblad locked up through 30. Forsling locked up through 30. And they got Sergei Bobrovsky's $10 million coming off the books at the end of this year. That's a problem. That is a fucking problem. That is 5 more years of this team sticking together, man. Oh, that is a problem. That is a big problem. And then look at this. Mitch Marner signing with the Vegas Golden Knights. All right, so might as well give you guys my opinion on the Mitch Marner situation. You know, I've had fun with Mitch Marner at his expense in the past, but when I watch hockey, that's what I do, right? I play it up, we have fun with it, but at the end of the day, he's a real human being, he's a real person, and I don't wish him any kind of negativity going forward. I wish him the best, I hope he succeeds, I wish him and his family the best. Have a great career in Vegas, Marner. However, I am disappointed that he went to Vegas. Now, he can choose to do whatever he wants, right? I'm not holding it against him, but man, in the back of my head, I was thinking, what kind of crazy storylines could we get? Imagine he signs with an Atlantic team. Imagine he goes to Boston, or imagine he joins Montreal or Ottawa. Imagine what that regular season's going to look like, or a potential playoff run. Hell, even if he signed to the Metro with like Carolina, we might see him in the playoffs, but he goes out to the West. Is it fair to say the Pacific, the weakest division in the NHL, is going to get 4 games a year against Anaheim, 4 games a year against San Jose, 4 games a year against Seattle, 4 games a year against Vancouver, 4 games a year against Calgary, right? The only 2 teams that seem like they can push against Vegas is going to be Edmonton and LA, man. Holy crap. But then again, the Metro is kind of weak as well. But it's like Mitch is just gone to Vegas. I don't know. But the playoff matchup, right? Like Vegas versus Edmonton, can Mitch Marner help them get over the top? Like, I know they already got over the top in 23, but when you look at Edmonton and how they beat Vegas this year in the second round, 5-game, could have been a 4-game sweep. Is Mitch Marner the difference there? But then also, and I don't know if this is true, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think that Mitch Marner signing is to link up with Jack Eichel, sure, but also to put pressure on Jack Eichel? In other words, buddy, we're not going to give you 16, 17 mil. We are prepared to move on from you if you don't want to sign here. Does that almost like set the bar for Eichel, saying, we will give you more than Mitch, but it's going to be 12.5 or it's going to be 13. We're not going up to 15 or 16, right? I mean, on paper, you want to link up Jack Eichel and Mitch Marner. I mean, it's crazy. These two guys both drafted in 2015. Marner goes from a team where he gets to play with Austin Matthews and John Tavares to a team where he gets to play with freaking Jack Eichel, man. Talk about a guy who just always has the centers to play with. Whoo, man. And it seems like we're only going to see Mitch Marner back in Toronto for another 8 times in his career, right? So with the Vegas Golden Knights, it's interesting because I think they have a nice chance to win in the next year or two, but also, like, if it doesn't work out, Mark Stone, like, that contract could be off the books, right? Thomas Hertl, I heard that they were thinking about Hertl with the trade instead of Nicholas Waugh. I don't know what they're thinking with Thomas Hertl. William Karlsson's only got 2 years left, right? This is the lingering team that was there through the expansion. So the point I'm making is that with Mitch Marner locked up now, you got the flexibility on all these 2-year deals to either A, bring them back if you want, or just, like, Mitch is your guy. He's 28, boom, you reset the team. Bring back Jack Eichel, right? You go back down here to the defensive core. Alex Pietrangelo, people are telling me, Johnny, this guy's going to retire. Is he going to come back like Jonathan Taves in 4 years? Who knows, right? But he might be gone. That 8.8 will be off their books, and all of a sudden the salary cap issues aren't there. They got a Shea Theodore. They got a Noah Hannafin locked up. And they also have an Aiden Hill, right? Do they have any bad buyouts or anything like that? No retained, no buyout cap charges, nothing. Vegas is, the one word that I would use to define Vegas right now is flexible. They got the flexibility to go into the future with what they want. I don't know about their draft picks going forward. Yeah, look at this. Their projected cap space is actually minus $7 million, but with Pietrangelo off the books, they're actually going to have like $1.1 million extra. So they're good. Vegas is set, man. They got it. They got it. Evan Bouchard. What do you guys think about Evan Bouchard? This one's interesting, man. It's like the $10 million defensemen are just going to become part of it now. You got Karlsson at 11, even though he's retained on Pittsburgh. And now Evan Bouchard above freaking 10, man. So Leon Draisaitl's $14 million kicks in this year, right? Now that's a big one because last year he was at 8.5. All of a sudden, he's up to 14, so almost doubled his salary. So you have to account for that. McDavid. Now, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think McDavid extends this offseason? Leon extended last offseason. He did not go through the regular season. We did not get up close to the trade deadline. Is McDavid going to do this? I really thought that McDavid might leave Edmonton, but that was years ago. Once I saw Leon Draisaitl sign the 8-year, $14 million, that kind of was like, oh, well, McDavid's going to stay because no way Leon's going to stay if McDavid has plans to leave. Leon could have gotten that money anywhere else, right? So I do think there's probably a 90% chance that McDavid re-signs with the Edmonton Oilers, but there is part of me that's holding on to that 10% because if he chooses to leave Edmonton, and there's 31 other teams that he can choose to go to, I don't think it's crazy to think the Toronto Maple Leafs might be one of the teams at the top of his list. Maybe not the top. Maybe at the top, but he was a Leaf fan growing up, man. Oh, man. A Leaf fan can dream. A Leaf fan can dream. He is a Ranger, Johnny. Pull a Mark Messier. I could see him going to the Rangers as well. Again, I believe there's a 90% chance that he signs with Edmonton. But this team, it's not like a younger team like Zach Hyman, 33, right? He's fine, but 33 is not on the right side of 30. Nuge, 32. Good contracts for these two guys. Trent Frederick, they just locked up 8 years, so that contract for them, if they believe in him, as a third-line center, so to speak, right? Not bad. But then you got Adam Henrique. They parted ways with Victor Arvidsson. They got rid of Evander Kane, so you can see how they had to move on from those contracts. They bring back Kasperi Kapanen, and then, this is where I'm going to say something, and it's just a fact. The Edmonton Oilers have $19.75 million tied up in Evan Bouchard and Darnell Nurse. Can you win with 19.750 tied up in two guys like that, man? Now, it's crazy because you talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs like that. They got $22 million locked up in Marner and Tavares. Well, there you go, Edmonton. You got your own freaking combo with that. Boom. There it is. Johnny, the mic is clipping. Sorry. So I'm not doing anything wrong. That's just Twitch, man. You got Stuart Skinner, who's got 1 year left, and you know he's going to get paid, right? I don't think Edmonton can afford to pay. And then they still have Jack Campbell, 2.3 for this year, 2.6 for next year, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, right? So I don't know. Edmonton, this is the key. Everything moves around Connor McDavid. You re-sign him, this roster could look completely different in a couple of years just because players want to come here and play here, right? It helps to have a guy like that. But what I see on paper, I see a team that is just holding on for dear life. If any of these guys up top, Hyman or Nuge, gets injured or drops off, right? Darn, like they just don't. They have the opposite of what Vegas have. They don't have flexibility. They don't, man. That's rough. That is rough for the Edmonton Oilers. Aaron Ekblad, look at this fucking deal. 8 years at 6.1. 6.1 for Aaron Ekblad. We were talking about him going to free agency and getting $10 million. People were talking, he wants to stay in Florida, man. It's not fair. Billy Zito is just easiest time ever being a general manager when your whole Stanley Cup winning team just wants to return, man. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Alexander Romanov signed 8 years, 6 point. What the hell? What is with the New York Islanders loving to lock up their freaking defense? That's 3 of them now. They almost locked up freaking Noah Dobson. They ended up trading him. But look at this. They got Romanov now through 29-30. Ryan Pulock, same thing. Scott Mayfield. Adam Pelech. For God's sakes, man. 30-30, 32. Jesus. Islanders overpay, but I like Romanov. Well, he's 25 at least, and 6.250 is not bad for a top 4 defenseman. Again, as long as he's not like a negative player, a 6.25 is about what's right for these guys in the NHL now, man. Top 4 defensemen. The top line guys are like 10 million plus, so it's like half, right? Boom. There you go. Romanov, and then was there anything more? Morgan Geekie. Matt Nyes re-signing with the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, let's do this and take a look at the Toronto Maple Leafs roster here. All right, so love the Matt Nyes contract. To me, this Toronto team, it's all about this 3-year window right here with Austin Matthews locked in, right? Now, I could see Austin Matthews asking for a trade in his final year, his final second year. I don't know. With the Toronto Maple Leafs on paper, we should easily make the playoffs. The problem with me is these two guys, Austin Matthews and William Nylander. I don't think they got along. I don't. I think from day one, Willie has thought of himself as like the best player, but the team favored Austin and Mitch. It started with the first contract. If you remember, they gave Austin and Mitch those big-time extensions right away. Willie, they played hardball with, ended up giving him 6.9, putting on the second line, making Mitch Marner the guy on the power play, while Willie just sits there. That's why he's got that nonchalant attitude. But last year, yelling at Austin Matthews on the bench, I don't think these two see eye to eye on the ice. And also, this might be reading into it a little bit much. I watch a lot of Leaf hockey. Anytime Austin Matthews gets an assist or scores a goal from a player like a Marner, there's like an intense celebration, like, yeah, fuck, we did it. Anytime he gets an assist from like Morgan Riley, there's like, yeah, Mo, good job, you did it. But anytime he's out there, even a guy like Matt Nyes, it's like he's his older brother, he's happy for him. But when a guy like Nylander and him are on the ice and they score, it's like, it's just professional. Same thing with John Tavares, it's just professional. I don't know, man. The one thing that scares me with the Toronto Maple Leafs is the locker room. Look at the New York Rangers last year. How do you go from the conference finals to missing the playoffs with essentially the same roster? The chemistry, the locker room makeup, right? Sports very much all about the psychological makeup. Obviously, you need to be a good player, but the psychological makeup can really make or break a player. That to me is the Toronto Maple Leafs' biggest weakness. But for the next 3 years, Matthews, right? You got Willie locked up. You got Matt Nyes now locked up, which is nice. John Tavares signs a very team-friendly deal. Thank you very much, John Tavares. And then the rest, what are you going to do with Max Domi? Are you trading him? Matias Maccelli we pick up. He's going to be an RFA, right? And that's what I like about a guy like Matias Maccelli. He's not supposed to come in and replace Marner. He's only making 3.4, but a Marner-type player, a playmaker, a smaller guy who's only going to cost you $3.4 million. You don't need to have 4 guys all making $11 million plus. 2 is fine, and then find some other pieces to find that depth. So we're going to see what Matias Maccelli can do. He might just be traded at the trade deadline, though. Don't know about this guy. I like Nicholas Waugh, 28 years of age, 6'4", I believe. Only $3 million for another 2 years. Love that. I got to move on from from David Camp. Got to move on from Yarncroc. Got to move on from Scott Lawton, probably, even though we gave up a first for that. You can hold on to him, but you're going to have to let him walk. Lorentz, that's nice. Bring him back. We bring back Pizzetta, and the Leafs blue line is all still locked up long term here, right? So we're bringing back essentially the same team here. Joseph Wall-Stallars, our blue line, just minus Mitch Marner and insert Michelli and Waugh. The Leafs should be a playoff-bound team, man, but we'll see. Claude Giroux going back to Ottawa. Any other ones? Dante Fabro, there it is, to Columbus. Kevin Ball, big old defenseman. And then we're down to the Sam Bennett, Noah Dobson, and all this good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I think that is my summary of all the signings and trades. Now let's have some fun in NHL 25, all right? Read donations, Johnny. Oh, for God's sakes. It's tough right now. Actually, I can actually make this work a lot easier now that I'm on my screen. Boom. Read donations, John. You think Kadri gets traded? I heard Toronto is interested. I don't know. Kadri's making a lot of money, man. Calgary just needs to find a way to not have to go to overtime so much. They're terrible in overtime, but they're actually a decent defensive squad, so I don't know what Calgary's going to do either, man. Don't know. Thatcher Demko, the best. Demko is a Vezina candidate when healthy. Lankinen is only protected the next 2 years, then he can be traded to allow a younger goalie to come in and back up. Overall, well done, Alvin. Also, my biggest takeaway from free agency is John is a bum crusty. Appreciate it, Thatcher Demko, the beast. Thank you very much. Alrighty, so what do you guys want to do first? The Leafs without Marner, Vegas with Marner, Dobson on Montreal. We can do 3 different simulations here. What do you guys want to start with first? I'll let you guys decide. Twitch donations too. I got the Magweedy did I not? Hope Nashty. I think this might be Drury's best day as a Rangers, a sports guy. Guidimon, hey John, it's your conscience. You forgot to wash your hands after taking a shit earlier. Oh my God. I'm so glad I went back and got that freaking donation to Guidimon. Thank you very much. John, are you having a good Canada Day? Oh, of course, Jace. Hanging out with the fans right here, you know, having a great old time. Tomorrow, what do I got tomorrow? No. Tomorrow we're good. It's going to be the next day. Yeah, man. Canada Day. It's beautiful outside. And also, I'm actually really excited. People are going to like... It's crazy. On our Discord, it's so hard having a conversation with you guys on Discord because I get trolled so much. But people can't believe that I'm not upset about Mitch Marner leaving. They're like, aren't you angry? You know, cope. I keep on seeing that everywhere. Copium, Johnny's coping. You don't realize how excited I am for the regular season this year as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. You know, for the last few years, it's just like, oh, well, they're going to do good during the regular season and then they're going to shit in the playoffs. But at least we got something new this year, right? What are we going to do on the power play? What kind of season is Matthews going to have? Matthews and Nice. Who's our right winger? Like, I'm excited for the season. I was ready for Mitch Marner to move on, guys. All right, so I'm fine with it. I am perfectly fine with it. Trust me. All right, so let's do Vegas. Let's do Vegas first, shall we? All right, so active roster that I'm using. Online roster 1, there it is, but we got to make a few moves. Now, we're going to be simulating in year number 1, and we're going to turn off trades, so it's not going to be, like, I'm not editing the entire league so it's accurate. It's just going to be the team that we are in control of, all right? So, what changes? Who do I need to take off the Vegas Golden Knights right now? You guys can help me, all right? So, Vegas, the first one, Waugh. Where are you at? Nicholas Waugh going for NHL. Hang on. The Toronto Maple Leafs for Mitch Marner. Here it is, Leaf fans. It is official. Nick Waugh for Mitch Marner. Bang. He's there. 94 Jack Eichel, 93 Mitch Marner. Bang. It's official. It's in the game now. Boom, baby. Johnny, no Alex Pietrangelo. All right, so we'll get Pietrangelo in there, drop to free agency. Oh, no, shit, you know what? If I drop him to free agency, hang on a second, free agents, let me bring him back. What I'll do is when I control him, I'll just scratch him and send him down to the AHL. All right, that's what I'll do. Anybody else on the team that got traded, help me out. Eichel, Marner, Stone, Pietrangelo, Barbashev, Hannafin, Hurdle, Hill. Riley Smith is gone, right? Is Smith gone? I believe Smith is gone. Haig. All right. So Haig to where? Nashville. Here, you know what? I can just, oh no, I turned it off. Shit. For who? For Sissons and Lazon. All right. Sissons and Lazon. For Haig, there you go. Thank you very much, Barry Floopity. Who else do we have over here? So, did Smith just walk? Hang on, I think he just walked. Riley Smith just walked, right? Smith is still in Vegas. He's still there. All right, Dorofeyev, Carlson, McNabb, Whitecloud, Sissons, Samsonov, Howden. Tanner Pearson, I don't believe, is there anymore, right? He moved on. Brendan Saad, is he still there? Just let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Drop Pearson and Olofsson. All right, I'm just going to drop them. Not to the team. There you go. All right, so one more check. Eichel, Marner, Stone, Pietrangelo, Theodore, Barbashev, Hannafan, Hurdle, Hill, Smith, Dorofeyev, Carlson, McNabb, Whitecloud, Sissons, Samsonov, Howden, Lazon, Kolasar, Saad, Hutton, and Korschak, Schwint, and Lehner. Are we good? Johnny, I want to caress you. Let's go, McCluggins. I want to be caressed. Drop Sammy too. Who do they have as the backup goaltender, man? And Lehner. Drop Sammy and Lehner. No, we just need some players in there. That's all right. All right, sounds good. Schmid, Johnny Schmid. I don't even know where he is. We'll just go into the season with this. That's fine. All right, here we go. Here we go. Johnny put Cowan on the Leafs. We can do that. Just hang on. Let's just one thing at a time here, guys. Gonna try to do this so that Dom has some content that he can edit and turn into. All right, so we'll go Vegas Golden Knights. There it is. GM name. Vegas. Is Marner on the team? Marner is on the team, so the game's not screwing with me. All right, so there's a few settings I want to have on here. It's not going to be, I'm not looking for a realistic GM mode. We're just trying to have some content, all right? Trying to see how the sim goes, and maybe we can have some funny storylines that pop up here, okay? So quick settings. Injuries are going to be off. 20 minutes. Autosave is going to be off. Auto-sign free agents, off. Computer trades off. Nobody's going to be making any trades. I want the league to remain the same. Difficulty superstar, trade difficulty, waivers off. Don't need anyone moving down through waivers. Auto scouting, all that's good. And was there another one? What else do I got to do? It's like auto rotate goalies is on. Okay, we're good. All right, let's go. How many people we got in here? I didn't even look. Ooh, yeah, we got over 1,000. How's it going, YouTube? How's it going, Twitch? Good to see you all here tonight. Going for an hour. I want to go for another hour. Let's go. All right. Dom, I'm going to start the video right here. All right, buddy? Here we go. Dom Foose, 100 says McDavid doesn't crack 90 in the sim. Probably. All right, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Mitch Marner is now a member of the Vegas Golden Knights, and we're going to do a simulation in NHL 25. We have already gone through and made the changes. Let's see what the lineups look like for the Vegas Golden Knights with Mitch Marner. Now, we're going to be simming the 24-25 season, so other teams aren't going to be updated just yet. Gotta wait for NHL 26 for that. But how about that, Vegas? Jack Eichel, if you can sign him, extend him, boom. Locked in long term with Mitch Marner. 5+5 on the first line with that chemistry. So how are we arranging this line? Is Mark Stone going up there with those two? Is it going to be Hurdle? Is it going to be Barbashev, left winger? I'm going to need some help here. I don't know how the Vegas Golden Knights would want to arrange their line. So what do you guys think, man? How would the Vegas Golden Knights go about this? They got Schwint and Korschak and Hutton on the bench. I don't need to scratch, or I don't need to dress any of those guys. Just trying to think. They got Colton Sissons from the Nashville Predators. The top six looking pretty damn good with Mitch Marner, man. Mark Stone on the second line, Johnny. All right, so it seems like the game likes Barbashev with Eichel and Marner. Then you got Pavel Dorofeyev, Thomas Hurdle, and Mark Stone. You know what? You can't go wrong with that. Carlson and Smith. Was Smith here when they won or they got to the final back in 2018? I can't remember, man. And then defensively, we're going to have to take Alex Pietrangelo off this team. Apparently, he might have to retire. So we're going to see how the Vegas Golden Knights simulate without Alex Pietrangelo. Oh, for God's sakes. He's got a no movement clause. I didn't think about that. All right, so we're going to have to just scratch him on the team. He can still be in the locker room, ladies and gentlemen. Damn it. Hag. Let's make sure there's no forwards that are down there in the AHL that should be up there. Holtz, no. Did they play Holtz last year? Should Holtz be up on the roster? Please let me know, YouTube and Twitch. You guys got to help me out here, man. Nah, Johnny. Nah, he didn't play. All right, so he was not playing. Thank you very much. All right, so let's go back in here, and what we're going to do is basically just scratching the hell out of Alex Pietrangelo. We're going to throw in there Hutton, Korschak. Let me go Korschak, all right? Ooh. So we go in Shea Theodore, White Cloud. They got 3 lefties, 4 lefties on this team. So let me go Shea Theodore and White Cloud. Maybe they go Shea Theodore and Noah Hannafin. Shea Theodore can play the right side, the game is saying. So maybe they go like that. White Cloud and then McNabb, and then Lazone, who just came from the Nashville Predators as well. Interesting lineup, it's got to be said. Now, power play, here's where we can have some fun. Vegas, how do you set up your power play? Where does Jack Eichel play? You got 2 righties now in Jack Eichel and Mitch Marner. Ideally, the way I see it, you play Mitch Marner over here on the right side. Now, the Toronto Maple Leafs were doing some shenanigans last season, putting Mitch Marner at the freaking point. I don't think you want to do that, right? As the playmaker, the right-handed shot, put him on the right side, then he can send those laser feeds across the seam to the right-handed Jack Eichel on that far side. You got Shea Theodore back there at the point, and then, I don't know, Mark Stone standing on front of the net, Thomas Hertl in there to win some face-offs, right? Would you guys want to do that? Does Jack Eichel play on the half wall in the power play? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? What do you guys think? Marner in front of the net? You want Mitch Marner on front of the net? He's going to get crushed. He's a perimeter player. He's not going to be getting deflections and banging them home in the slot. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, man? No, I think we're going to do that. Marner on the right side. Hertl, Stone, Eichel. Looks good. Penalty kill with Mitch Marner. Now, here's what's interesting. Who would be the Vegas Golden Knights' first-line center penalty killer? Is it William Karlsson? Is it Jack Eichel? Does he kill penalties? Because I do know who the first-line wing penalty killer is going to be. It's going to be good old Mitch Marner, man. So Mark Stone, get the hell out of there. Marner can definitely kill some penalties. That pushes Mark Stone back down to the second line. I'll throw Mark Stone in there. We're going to go who? Karlsson and Stone. So it's Karlsson. All right, so Colton Sissons just arrived from the Nashville Predators, but the fans are saying it's going to be William Karlsson, all right? Then maybe Hannafin, and we'll go with Shea Theodore, all right? So penalty kill. So you're getting your money's worth out of Mitch Marner there, Vegas. My man's killing penalties, and my man is working the right half wall with Jack Eichel on the power play, and also logging that 5v5 time. All right, so with those lineups, let's see what kind of season Mitch Marner can have. Don't worry, power of video editing. All right, let's go. Injuries off, John? Yep. Marner over Stone on the penalty kill is crazy. Well, maybe they play together, right? I don't know what Mark Stone's face-offs. Marner's all right at face-offs. He's not a banger, but just based on the age and based on how much you're paying him, yeah, you want Marner killing penalties for sure. All right, so the fans are also saying, hang on, captains and jerseys. Hang on. And yes, also, it should be said, Mitch Marner is not bringing back number 16. He's going ego number, baby. Back to what worked during the, wait, what? How do I? You must have at least, all right, yeah. Let me, geez, you can't change the number when you don't have a captain selected. New game, new glitch. All right, let's bring it back. Mitch Marner not bringing back number 16. That belongs to Dorofeyev, so he's rocking back with his London Knight 93. Would have worn 93 with Toronto, but that belonged to Doug Gilmour, so there it is. Mitch Marner gets a brand new number, a brand new jersey. What are those jersey sales going to look like? We're going to slap the alternate captaincy on him as well. Good luck, Mitch. All right. All right, so let's get to the, where should we simulate to? Let's go up till January 1st, then we'll go to the end of the regular season. Now, you know what? For the sake of the video, let's just get to the end of the regular season. Yeah, there's no need to linger here, because I'm just going to update you, and then I'll update you again. You know what? I don't need any of that. We're just going to get through this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to fly. Johnny, show Mitch in the game. Ah, good plug. Very good. Very good. Very effing good. Very good. See, this is why I live stream. You guys come up with some great ideas that make the stream even better. make the content even better. Let's see what Mitch Marner looks like in that Vegas Golden Knight gold, baby. Add a player. Hang on. Damn, man. Look at that. 27-27 franchise. It's a year behind, so they're 28-28. But damn, Vegas. Damn, Vegas. If they get Eichel signed, damn. Oh, my goodness. There it is, Leaf fans. I changed it from... Wait. Oh, that's why. Hang on. Because I changed the number in the jersey screen, I gotta do it here. There you go. All right, I understand. That actually makes sense. That's not a glitch. It's your preferred jersey number, so you get stuck with 1. There you go. 93 for Mitch Marner. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Your new look, Mitch Marner, with an ego number and everything in the gold. The newest member of the Vegas Golden Knights, number 93, Mitch Marner. Nice. That A is criminal, Johnny. It was part of the contract, Nick 22 Rocks. All right? Get used to it, Vegas. Mitch Marner calls the shots. Get used to it. He thinks himself of captain material. Oh, my God. I can't wait. Can't wait till you guys are in Game 7 and round number 1 with Mitch Marner. Cannot wait to watch it. Although, knowing Leaf fans' luck, Marner's about to score like 4 goals, 8-point night, and an 8-7 overtime victory where he's +6 and his whole team just shit the bed, but he put the team on his shoulder. Like, it's going to be something insane, man. We all know what's going to happen. And unfortunately, man, I wish he signed to the Atlantic. I wish he signed to the Metro. A playoff matchup against Mitch would have been amazing. The only way the playoff matchup happens now against Mitch is if it's in the Stanley Cup Final, which would be amazing. But the odds of that happening, right? The odds of Vegas getting back, they're not crazy. The odds of the Leafs getting there, they're not crazy. But the odds of both of them getting there the exact same year, that's when the odds start to get a little bit out of control, man. No, Johnny, that wasn't in the contract. I was making a joke, sarcastic fox. Holy shit. For a guy who's got sarcastic in his freaking name, you sure as shit don't recognize it when others start doing it. Unbelievable. So 6-3-2 for the Vegas Golden Knights. We're not doing any chemistry. We're not doing anything, man. We're not touching a damn thing. Oh, it'd be so funny if they missed the playoffs. It would be fucking hilarious. 6-6-2, terrible. 6-7-2, terrible Mitch Marner. 6-8-2, terrible Mitch Marner. Holy crap, there you go. There's a win. Oh my God. And a 4-3 loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sorry, Mitch. Couldn't get it done against Toronto, buddy. I hate to see it. Oh, yeah, I hate to see it. Hang on. Gonna have to take a look at this. Let's see. He had a game in Toronto, was it? It was in Toronto. So Mitch Marner comes back for the first time. Let's see what kind of game he had. Marner. Oh, yeah, there he is. Yeah, big old zeros across the board. Yeah, there's Game 7 Marner. There's big old game Marner right there. Yeah, have fun with that, Vegas. Have fun with that. Beautiful. All right, now we're on that. Now I get to, like, you know how all you guys got to make fun of me for being a Leaf fan with Mitch Marner? Now I get to enjoy it. Now I get to have fun with it. Now if Mitch starts to screw up in the playoffs, we get to laugh, Leaf fans. Woohoo! And it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. There's no way he's going to go off and win the Conn Smythe. And if he does, we got even more to be angry about. Where the hell was that? Shit, man. No-look floaties all around. 10-12-3. Dude, the Vegas Golden Knights might not make the playoffs. You know what? Missing out on Alex Pietrangelo, that's a big piece, man. That is a big piece to this simulation. Now, they still have Jack Eichel and Mitch Marner. Those two guys syncing up, but it's not playing that way. But they all, at any time, they might just go on a winning streak right here. So we'll see. There's a game against the Canucks, a 4-2 loss. Man. You guys can tell I'm live streaming this, so I did not cheese it. I'm not trying to work the system so that I can make fun of Mitch Marner some more. You guys heard me at the beginning of the video. I wish him nothing but the best going forward. It's one thing to have fun, but he's a real dude. But 15, 18, and 4. Let's get to the trade deadline. Damn, man, they're just not simulating well. New Year's look at stats. I don't want to look at it too much, right? Like, we still have to do this with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we have to do this with les Montreal Canadiens. So I just want to get through it. Main channel video. This is the main channel video. It's the live stream, right? So on my main channel, you can find these live streams and go back and watch them. I don't need to convert this into a video for the main channel. But Dom could take this apart and do whatever the hell he wants for 2BC clips, for sure. I mean, you're already watching it there. You're already watching it there, Brandon Weigel. Why would it need to be a main channel video? Hey, John just came in. What do you think of the sign and trade for Mitch Marner? I mean, good for Mitch. You know, I wish him the best going forward. As a hockey fan, I wish he went to a more exciting team, just from a selfish perspective. Like if he stayed in the East or the Atlantic, oh, it'd be hilarious. But you know what? He had his eyes set on Vegas. Good luck, Mitch. Hope you and your family prosper. And like I said, it's just a game of hockey, man. I'm not going to throw shade on the guy or try to curse him or anything like that. That's ridiculous. Some Leaf fans taking it way too far, man. Way too far. Remember when Marner told the team to wake the fuck up when he was playing like dog himself? Good times, I know. Here's a little tip. If you're going to be a soft player in hockey, probably not a good idea to start yelling at your teammates. Unless you're McDavid and you're beating Gretzky's record. Marner terrified to go into a corner first or body check somebody, and yet he's got the balls to come to our bench and tell everyone to wake up. Shut up, Mitch. I always thought that about Mitch as well. It was like fake confidence. Like he was trying to show leadership ability, but it was just never there. It was always like trying to be something that he wasn't. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just my vibe. But like I said, I wish him nothing but the best going forward. All right, so let's bring it back right here, Dom. So this is not going the way I thought it would. The Golden Knights are 5th in the Pacific behind the Canucks, of course. There's the EA voodoo right there. 38-15 for the Vancouver Canucks. Always in this game. Their roster is just unbeatable, dude. But the Vegas Golden Knights with a record of 25-27-7. So let's take a look at some of these player stats here. Mitch Marner, all right, 54 points in 59 games played, point per game. Jack Eichel, they're the only line here. The rest of the team are all minuses, man, and you got to remember they don't have access to Alex Pietrangelo in this. And also, I think a thing that's hurting them, they don't have goaltenders. Aiden Hill is only rated at 84 overall in this game, and Ilya Samsonov rated at an 82. So let's try to do our best here. I'd love to see the Vegas Golden Knights in the playoffs. Let's see if GM Superbman can do a little bit here. Maybe a split Mitch Marner and Jack Eichel up. I don't know. Let me get Mark Stone up on that line. The reason being is that defensive category, that defensive awareness, I need that to be maximizing the ice time. Let's get all of our best players on the top line, all right? Then you got Barbashev. Can Dorofeyev play the right wing? He can. Carlson and Smith and Howden. Colton Sissons. Maybe I move up Colton Sissons a little bit, but he got to play center. No, that's fine. We'll just leave that the way it is. Theodore and Hannafin. Let's see. They're plus players. They're fine. McNabb and Whitecloud. These guys, they're blue line. So it's fair to say they would be a much better team if all of a sudden I could do that. Right? Like, all of a sudden, you're above 500. But with the injury to Alex Pietrangelo, we have to simulate without him in the lineup. So we're just going to leave that the way it is. And Aiden Hill, we're not going to make any trades. Like I said, I just want to see how the simulation works for Mitch Marner 1 year. The 24-25 season, which is not the 25-26 season. But still, just for content's sake, let's do it. So we'll go to the last month, and we'll see if we have a chance to make the playoffs. Let's go. Johnny, split them up. No. I don't like the idea of that. Guys, I want it to either succeed or fail. For the sake of the video, I want it to succeed or fail. I don't want it succeeding because I split them up. No. I need it to be funny. I need it to be special. Just trust me. I know what I'm doing. What do you think about the JT contract? Well, my man wanted to stay in Toronto, so he's going to just take whatever he can get, man. Yeah, oh man, they're not making the playoffs. They are not making the playoffs here. Crazy work. The Vegas Golden Knights. Dude, if Vegas misses the playoffs next year, it's so funny. But there's no way they're going to. They're in the damn Pacific, man. So many easy teams to beat up on. 28-33-7. They might get themselves, and they don't even have their first rounder this year. This is terrible for Vegas. Here you go. There's 3 in a row. Can they storm back here late? There's 4 in a row. All of a sudden, the Vegas Golden Knights finding a little bit of a winning streak here. Late. Up against Chicago, there's another win. Up against Nashville, there's a regulation loss. All right, let's see. 71. We got to get to 85. The Kings are way ahead of us. And let's see over here. The Wild, 77. It's not crazy because we have 2 games in hand. We got to go. We got to just run the table, essentially, all right? So here we go. Let's run the table and see what we got. We'll go to the final 2 games. You gotta, if I got 7 games here, like we have to win like 6 of them. You know what I mean? Like we gotta run the table. So here we go. Up against the Edmonton Oilers. They look like they're gonna get back in the playoffs. That's a point, but you need wins. You need wins. Winnipeg. Oh man, we're not making the playoffs. Yes. Well, Mitch, you hate to see it, buddy. But you went to a team that lost their top defender. You and Jack Eichel are having problems in the locker room, not getting along. Love to see it, man. Wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. They've won 3 of their last 4. They got it. No, they just can't get going. Let's see. The Predators at 84 points. There's no way. It's done. It is done, ladies and gentlemen. Damn. Fire GM Superbman. It's not my fault. I didn't sign this deal. I didn't put this shit together. I did not do this, man. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's bring it back and show everyone what happened. Well, Vegas fans are not going to be happy with this one. The Golden Knights, with Mitch Marner on the team. Remember, this is not the updated rosters. This is the old year with just the new Vegas Golden Knights with no Alex Pietrangelo. The Vegas Golden Knights miss the playoffs with a record of 35, 39, and 8. Oh, man. Now, remember, this is just a video game. It's just a simulation. But there's Mitch Marner's stats, man. 33 goals, 47 assists, 80 points, plus 9. Him and Jack Eichel, I mean, the two shining spots for their team. Everyone else, Barbashev -1, not bad. Stone -2, Dorofeyev, Carlson, Hurdle a -20. It's like no depth on this team. I don't even know. Defensively, it might just be they don't have. Shea Theodore got a good amount of points, but just missing out on Alex Pietrangelo, man. And goaltenders, oh, Samsonov was terrible as a backup, man. Good thing they're going to move on from him. So, based on NHL 25, Mitch Marner to Vegas, I don't think it's going to work. All right, there you go. We'll simulate through the playoffs just to see what happens, just so you guys can have some fun. Here we go. Didn't Vegas miss the playoffs once already? I'm sure they did. I'm sure. I can't remember at this point, man. But let's just simulate through the playoffs and let's see who wins. All right, take your picks. Who's winning the playoffs? John, maybe there's an online roster that has the updated rosters. I'm not doing that, man. Guys, it's all right. It's the point of the video. It's all good. I like the idea that Mitch Marner and Jack Eichel, they didn't turn the league over, right? That's good for Leaf fans. That's good for the video. See, he's shit. He'll get his points. He'll get his regular season points, but he's not a culture changer. He's not like, it's just going to spark all sorts of conversations. It's good, man. Trust me. It's good. All right, so hang on. Playoffs. Let's see. Edmonton wins against the Kings again in the first round. Yep. Here we go. Yeah, do it to them, Florida. 3-2 in round number 1. We know what's going to happen. Without Mitch Marner there, it's not going to matter. Let's see. Yep, 4-2 in the first round for the Florida Panthers. All right, I'm simming through this piece of shit. For God's sakes, it's going to be like that for the next 5 seasons with these Florida Panthers, man. They're going nowhere. Creed 101, I joke about dad enough, but appreciate your due diligence, especially today. There you go, Creed. I told you guys I'd be here today. It's just way better of an idea to go live late and just do this rather than waiting at 12 noon. You know, when you guys are still in work or in school or doing things, nice day outside, Canada Day, you know, I just didn't feel, and I was right, like there was like all the trades and all the signings already happened. I would have been bored out of my mind if I went live at noon today, so I'm very happy with EA Sports. It's in the game. The Pittsburgh Penguins are your Stanley Cup champions, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's not going to make the video look good. Dom, cut that out, all right? After Vegas loses, you're out of there. All right, perfect. Damn, Nashville got the Vegas pick. Anaheim jumps from 10-1. Fuck. Islanders back from 2-3. Montreal's got Calgary's pick. Columbus got Minnesota's pick. And Nashville's got Vegas's pick. And Pittsburgh wins the cup and has Rangers first rounder. The Pittsburgh Penguins get the fucking cup and are drafting 12th overall. Dubas is a fucking genius! Dubas! You should have never left, buddy. I'm sorry. Come on back. Retired players, I don't care about that. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, I gotta see this shit. Dude, genius. So, let's see. Columbus beats Florida in the second round. You know what? As crazy as that sounds, a team like Florida, it does seem like if they're going to lose in the playoffs, it's going to be some wacky-ass wildcard team that they just completely overestimate or underestimate, and they just get beat, right? Freaking Pittsburgh gets through Carolina in the second round. They get through, could you imagine? A Pittsburgh-Columbus fucking Eastern Conference final. Vancouver and Dallas, yeah, Vancouver beats Edmonton, of course, man. Dallas gets through, end up losing in the final to the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right, hang on. Player stats. Let's see what we got here. Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh, Malkin. Did Malkin just win his second Conn Smythe? Hell, they might even give Chris Letang the Conn Smythe. Plus 23 with 19 points. I think Chris Letang got it. Oh, man, the Pittsburgh Penguins. There you go. Well, this video's gone to shit now. Conn Smythe. All right, enough of this fucking universe. This timeline, this branch was terrible, man. Let us trim this timeline away right now. Exit without saving. Terrible. All right, so we'll leave Vegas like the way it is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to edit for the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right, we're going to do a season with Toronto. So, who is off the team? Matthews, Nylander, Tavares, Riley, Carlo, Knies, McCabe, Tanev, Ekman-Larsson, Stoley, Wholey, Lawton, Waugh, Domi, Yarncroc, Camp, McMahon, Robertson, Hakanpää, I just won't play him, Lorentz, Holmberg. Let's just throw him on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Is there anyone else? It was Matthias Maccelli, right? What did we acquire Maccelli for? Was it just a draft pick? I think it was just a draft pick. Maccelli. There it is. Just picks. Anyone else? Pez. What team was Pez on? Oh, my God. What team was Pez on, man? Is he a free agent? Was he Montreal? Habs? Probably an AHL guy, though. AHL. What are the Montreal Canadiens freaking... Hang on. Maybe I can find it. I forget. Levat. Yeah, Rocket. There it is. I don't... Pizzetta. Nope. Maybe he's in the NHL. Hang on. Did I get it wrong? I did. All right. He's on the Toronto Maple Leafs now, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone else that I got to move on from here in Toronto? No, we're good. All right, let's go, Leaf fans. Let's go, Leaf fans. Let's see what we got here with Toronto. Got to have a better season, right, without without Mitch. Got to make the playoffs. Come on, Toronto. Stick it to Mitch. All right, so exact same thing. Toronto Maple Leafs. Yarncroc and Camp are definitely gone, Johnny. I know. I just we're just going to try it out. All right, so Toronto Maple Leafs. Give me a second. Let me set it all up. Pain in the ass. There you go. And advanced settings. Big pain in the ass. Yeah, we're good. All right, so there you go. There are the settings, and let's try to construct this Leaf team. So are we bringing up Easton Cowan? Bring up Easton Cowan, Johnny? All right, bring him up. So we're just going to, like, scratch... What, Lorentz and Yarncroc and all them? All right, we can build a team with that. That's fine. All right, so let me just get rid of the boring stuff because we're gonna have to do this before the simulation, anyways. What's going on with Max Pacioretty? Have we re-signed him or is he a UFA still? I can't remember. Holy shit! You have 700 viewers on YouTube. Yeah, man. That's why we went live a little bit later. Anytime I do any kind of hockey content, you know what I mean? Like NHL 25 content, do some trades and stuff. It's like GM mode. People show up. Still a UFA, Johnny. Still a UFA. Okay, so we won't sign him then. All right, so let's see what we got. Let's see what we can create with the Toronto Maple Leafs here, all right? So goaltenders, Stolarz and Wall. Yeah, that ain't changing. Riley, Carlo, McCabe, Ekman, Larson, Tanev, Hakanpää. Get the fuck off the team for the man, Philip Myers. All right, there you go. Philip Myers is our 7th defenseman and forward core. All right, so Nylander, Tavares, Nyes, Lawton, Waugh, Maccelli, Domi. Let's get Camp off the team. Let's get Pacioretty off the team. Let's get Pizzetta's there. There you go. Let's bring up Cowan. And let's bring up, who else? I'll bring up this guy, Quillen. All right, because he did start last year for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let me just bring him up. Whoa. Over the allowable contract limit. Really? What? Huh? Oh, it's because Easton Cowan's a CHL player, and by bringing him up, give me a second. Just give me a second. Let me just do this stupid shit. Give me a second. They're one way. No. I know what it is. Hang on. Nylander, get off the fucking team. All right. And Pear, whatever the fuck who is this guy? Perre? There you go. All right. Let me find a team with plenty of contract space. Not a lot. 45 was the... Oh, man. It's because it's the freaking rosters here. This is going to be tough to just part ways. The LA Kings. Let me see. Thank you very much. All right, so we're just parting ways with 2 players to free up a little bit of cap. Or not a cap, free up roster space so I can actually bring these guys up. So Camp is going down. Domi, Pacioretty's going down. Yeah, and then in the system, we're bringing up Cowan, and we're bringing up... Who should I bring up, Steves or Quillen? Camp is still signed, Johnny. I know, but everyone's saying that this guy, that they are going to be traded. So we're just going to do it. We're just going to anticipate, all right? Who are we bringing up? Quillen or Steves? Steves is on Boston? All right, we're going to bring up Quillen then. There it is. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay. All right. Dom, you can start it right here. All right, Leaf fans, this is what your Toronto Maple Leafs in 25 or 24, no, 25, 26 are going to look like, right? Pretty much so far, we don't know what else Tree is going to do, signings, trades, whatever, but right now, same kind of team without Mitch Marner. What kind of regular season are we going to have right now? John Tavares has been locked up for less than 5. I actually think that John Tavares is more like a third-line center, but it's not like we've replaced him, so I'm still going to slot John Tavares right there. The problem, I really don't like the idea of Nylander and Tavares again, right? I kind of like the idea of splitting these 3 guys up. Have like Matt Nyes with Matthews. We got to find a center for Nylander, right? Max Domi, Lawton. I don't think it's those guys. What are you going to do with Robertson here as well? So for the sake of just satisfying Leaf fans everywhere, we're going to assume that Nylander, Matthews, and Nyes is going to be our first line, all right? So we're just going to throw that out there. That way Tavares doesn't get to play with Nylander and we can free it up. I'm going to give Matias Maccelli a chance on the second line, all right? Why not? We'll go with it. And we'll go with the big body Nicholas Waugh. Now, I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if Nick Waugh is going to be more of an energy body checking type player. But for right now, we will just try it out. Now, Easton Cowan, rookie Cowan, is he going to get the chance to play next year? Instead of playing center, I'm going to throw him on the left side. He's left-handed. Throw him on the left side, 4th line, behind the young Nicholas Robertson on the left side as well, right? So that left wing for Toronto, Matt Nyes, Maccelli, Robertson, and Cowan. That is so young, man. That is crazy. The center core, Matthews, Tavares, McMahon. Lawton would be better at faceoff, so I'm going to throw Lawton in there alongside of Robertson. You know who I really liked alongside of Robertson? Max Domi, but then again, this line was pretty damn good when it did click. Robertson, McMahon, and Domi, right? So let's try that out then with Lawton, not Pizzetta. We'll go back with big old body Steven Lorentz, right? So Lorentz, Lawton, and Cowan. Robertson, McMahon, Domi. Waugh, Tavares, Maccelli, Nyes, Matthews, Nylander. I don't know if this is the right setup. Don't know who else we are going to acquire before the start of the season, but for right now, we'll throw it out there, right? Defensively, Morgan Riley and Brendan Carlo, Chris Tanev and Jake McCabe, Oliver Ekman Larson, and Philip Myers. No, it's going to be Simone Benoit with OEL on the right side. Now, the power play. this is where it gets really interesting, right? No more Mitch Marner back there. Are we rocking the 5-man forward power play, or is Morgan Rielly getting reinserted back into the power play unit? Well, if he does, his point totals will go up, so I'd actually like to see Rielly get in there, build up that value a little bit more. Matthews, I hate him over here, but he's going to go back over there. Nylander, he's probably going to go over here. Johnny T, he's going to win some face-offs. And then you got Matt Nyes standing on front of the net with JT. I think that's the setup that they're going to go with, right? But do you go with Matthews on this side and Nylander on this side? So they got that curl and drag shot. Hell, I don't know what they're thinking. Because you could also perhaps go Nylander in the Marner spot and bring another forward into the selection instead of Morgan Rielly. Go with like a Max Domi or I don't know what they're going to do this year. And again, they might not be done. So we'll rock that 5-man forward core. And then the penalty kill. Now you got Austin Matthews still on the penalty kill. Nick Waugh in there alongside of Steven Lorentz. So some big bodies for some penalty killing. Lawton in there. I got to get Austin Matthews as a penalty killer. There it is. Oh, -1. That's not looking good. Oh, well. Chemistry is not something I want to change. Nylander would never be killing a penalty. Holy shit game. That is not going to happen. Let's go with Bobby McMahon back there alongside of Nylander. Hell no, man. Michelli killing penalties. Matt Nyes killing penalties. So, there you go. I'll put Bobby McMahon, Matt Nyes, Waugh, and Lorentz, and Matthews, and Lawton. We'll try that out, all right? Goaltenders, we got Stoli the goalie and Joseph Woll. And as of right now, there is your 25-26 Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's see how they sim. Good. I thought I just deleted it there. Oh my god. Thought I just deleted it there for a second. All right, so let's do the same thing where we simulate all the way to the trade deadline. And we'll see what the record looks like. All right, so if Pittsburgh won it in year one with Vegas there, what do you guys think? Who wins it this time around? Pittsburgh again? I'll go with Dallas. I'll go with Edmonton. I'll go with Florida. All right, I'll go with those teams. Just the stud players, man. But fucking Pittsburgh. It's all because I know how the simulation works in this game. A guy like Crosby, he just moves the entire simulation around, man. The entire sim. He's probably better than Eichel and Marner overall wise in this game. So it moves everything around. Ottawa. Leafs don't even got a good second line center. All right, well, not yet, right? I think when you look at the Leafs right now, like imagine Easton Cowan as a rookie, right? Let's say he does develop and become something. I think with the Leafs timetable, they're hoping that Easton Cowan starts out below Tavares, but then eventually can surpass Tavares as Tavares starts to fall off. And then you have Matthews on the first line, Cowan on the second line, Tavares third line. That's best case scenario. That's if Cowan all of a sudden wakes up and turns into a player right away. Cowan might not be anything for us. We don't know yet. Cowan isn't a center. That's what I mean. I know. I get what you guys are saying. I'm not even suggesting that he would have the ability to take over right away. I'm just saying on paper, the way the contracts look and everything. Boom. I have a hunch that the Vancouver Canucks win the Stanley Cup this year. Johnny, these steroids you gave me are still working. Kyungtae Mo, how's it going, Mo? How's it going? Mo, how are you still alive, man? I haven't played the Bleeders in a long time. Have you been eating? Have you been sneaking into the freaking kitchen and prying open that fridge? I swear to God, dude. That's a penalty for that. You'll serve like 30 years in jail for that, man. Stealing food when you're starving. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Johnny, 8-0? What do you mean 8-0? 8-0 versus Vegas? Oh, shit, really? Okay, hang on. Damn, dude. Oh, my God. Well, in the matchup with Vegas, the Leafs won. And now when we are the Toronto Maple Leafs, hang on. Let me see if I... Oh, for fuck's sake. It's going to be impossible to find. Hang on. Oh, I hate this game. What a stupid system. What a stupid system. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Fuck it, whatever. What a stupid system. How about I just click on the game and I bring up the box score? No, you go to this other schedule where now you got to find it amongst all these other games around the NHL. Oh, whatever it's going for. They won 8-0, guys. They won 8-0. There you go. They won 8-0, all right? You know you can change by team. I know, Franco, but it's just such a pain in the ass. Like, it's such a poorly created game. Anything that you think you can just do, no, you got to click this button and go over here first. Like, and you can't even hit Y from the schedule, from the calendar screen. Like, pain in the ass, man. We're not talking about EA Sports here today, though. We're not talking. I think we can assume Marner was a -8 in that game. Hey, man, the Leafs aren't looking good in this simulation right now either. Is this a lose-lose for both Vegas and Toronto? Oh, no, man. Oh, no. Nick Watt, 8 goals also. Well, we'll see. Just let the simulation take care of. I wish it could go a lot faster, but when Domsky can actually break this video up and edit it, it'll be enough. It'll be enough for a good video. Damn, the Toronto Maple Leafs losing 3 in a row. Streaky-ass team right here. A win, an overtime loss. Then against the Montreal Canadiens, that's a 2-1 win over them. Don't worry about the scouting profile. There you go. There's 2 in a row. 3 of 4 with an overtime loss in there. There you go, Toronto. Get some freaking distance between you and the freaking wild card team. There you go, Ottawa. Eat it, Climax. Eat it. That's a victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs. There you go, Minnesota. Eat it. The Leafs are coming on strong here in the month of January. Now into February. This is usually where the Leafs start to stumble. You know, they come out strong and then they just throw it away. Around January, February. They got the divisional run this year. Didn't end up mattering. But look at this. The Toronto Maple Leafs, 12 games above 500. Proving the doubters wrong, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't need Mitch. They didn't need. It was addition by subtraction. Just a Michelli and a Waugh for freaking Mitch Marner. And boom. Look what happens, man. Great to see. Great to see. Although it's not over yet. Calm down. We can go. Oh, man. Here we go. Three in a row. 2 in regulation out of the last 3. 4 in a row, for fuck's sake. All right, let's stop it right here. Let's see what we got. Oh, man. These damn freaking, what's it called? Rosters are wild. They're all over the place. The Panthers are, oh, that's the Sabres, 33-19-5. Fuck off. The Senators are looking good. Rangers, Hurricanes, Penguins, Islanders, Devils, Capitals are just ass in this. Flyers, yeah. What about over there? Ooh, the Golden Knights are in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe it was Coach Superbman didn't know the right lines. Oh, no, you know what it is? The Golden Knights have Alex Pietrangelo now. That's what it is. They are actually dressing Pietrangelo. See the difference that he makes to the simulation? So, yeah, man, that could actually be a big point for Vegas this year. Without an Alex Pietrangelo, how will they play? EA Sports says it's a massive downgrade for the Golden Knights to not have that defender back there, man. Ooh, interesting. Real interesting. All right, so let's take a look at the player stats so far. Matthews. See what I mean? All of a sudden, Nylander turns into the Marner playmaker, baby. Don't need it. Don't care. Matthews is still going to go off. All right, don't need anyone can pass to Matthews. He'll freaking score all the goals in the world. Let's just go. Let's just go. Yeah, effing right. Get out of here. You guys are just angry. Austin Matthews going about to have the best year of his career away from Mitch Marner, man. So much more is going to open up for him. Matt Nye is going to hit a new level. They're going to win every puck battle down low. It's just about who you're going to put on that right side. I don't think it's Willie. I think maybe even a Max Domi before Willie, just to spread it out. You know what I mean? Max Domi with Matthews, and because that was what they went with back in 2024, I think, right? So I could see Domi getting the chance up there, and then who knows, maybe you just like try out Waugh up there, you try out Lawton up there, you try out Lorentz up there. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, I don't know what they're going to do. For so long, it was Matthews and Marner. Matthews down the middle, Marner on the right side. If they don't go Matthews and Nylander, that right side could be wide open, man. Wide open. Don't know who's going to do it. Matthews looked geriatric last season. Matthews looked like he had no accuracy on his shot, which is why all of his shots that went in were like 5-hole shots. It's like he just gave up on trying to shoot at top Ched, because every time he did shoot at top Ched, it just missed the net by a country mile. I noticed all of his shots looked like they were 5-hole shots last year, man. Even in the playoffs as well. All of his goals along the ice. I swear there was something wrong with him. Where in Canada do you live, Mr. Johnny? I am north of Toronto in a beautiful city known as Barrie. Home to the Barrie Colts. All right, let's continue to sim. The Florida Panthers, let's see what their record. I mean, we're not even in the playoffs here. We go on a losing streak, man. That would not be good. The Leafs are outside the playoffs. Hang on a second. Oh, no. The Leafs are not going to make the playoffs? Oh, no. We have a second wild card position. Fucking Ottawa Senators, man. The Senators are pushing back. Panthers at the top. Yeah, I can see that. The only team that's a little bit weird is the Sabres, but they got to break out eventually one of these years, right? Got to worry about the Islanders at 77 points. Oh, no, we got this. We're 10 points ahead of the Islanders. We should be in the playoffs. The Atlantic. It's the Atlantic. It's a weak-ass Metro, and the Atlantic is strong, man. The Atlantic is strong, the Metro is weak. So all we need is yeah, there you go. That should be the playoffs. There you go. That's the playoffs right there. That's the playoffs right there, without question, ladies and gentlemen. Senators are in with 93 points. All we need is one more win. There it is. We're into. And the Leafs have clinched the playoffs. All right. So let's simulate the season, and I'll do a summary. Dom, wait for the end of the season. We'll do a summary here. Okay. Ryan James Pringle, thanks for becoming a member on YouTube, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. All right, Leaf fans. Interesting regular season. We finished with a record of 45, 31, and 6. We are 4th in the Atlantic behind the Sabres. Still ahead of the Senators. The Metro is weak. But the important part is that we are in the playoffs. And in fact, the Golden Knights are in the playoffs as well with Mitch Marner. And so, you know what's interesting about that? Before we take a look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? We did the simulation with the Vegas Golden Knights. And without Alex Pietrangelo, this team didn't make the playoffs. But when we did another simulation and the computer put him on the first line, all of a sudden they make the NHL playoffs. So I'd love to know what you guys have to say about that. Is there any truth to that, where Vegas actually might be at risk during the regular season because of the loss of Alex Pietrangelo? That is an interesting take. But with the Toronto Maple Leafs, ladies and gentlemen, player stats, let's see. Ooh. Looks like Matthews still got his 65 goals. What do you know? 65, 47, a plus 20. Willie, only 25 goals. He turned into a playmaker this year. 91 points. John Tavares for less than 5 mil. That'll work. Matt Nyes, gotta build this guy up. Matias Maccelli, 52 points. Plus 5. Way to go, Maccelli. Whoa. Nicholas Waugh, third line. Oh, that's second line. You put him on the second line. All of a sudden, 23 goals. 6'4", 202. Let me see some of this. He throws the body. Face off at 48%. Nicholas Waugh is interesting, man. Scott Lawton. Robertson, only 15 goals. You know what? That kind of makes sense. A minus 22. That third line of Domi, Robertson, and McMahon was terrible. And Easton Cowan, 3 goals. 7 assists, 10 points for his rookie season. Way to go, Easton. Defensively, there it is. Morgan Riley all of a sudden reinserted back on the power play. It's like, holy shit, I can get points again. Yeah, right, Morgan. 70 points on the season for Morgan Riley. And goaltender, it's Joseph Woll, who got the most starts during the regular season. But come playoff time, I don't know. I could see that. That Morgan Riley point's a little crazy, but it's because a guy like Austin Matthews goes off and gets all those goals, and he's on the first line, and he's on the first line power play, so it's just the way the game works, all right? But the good news, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter about replacing Mitch Marner's production come the regular season. It's about what the Leafs can do in the playoffs. And in round 1, we have the Carolina Hurricanes, all right? So as a wildcard team, we get to avoid the Atlantic. Now, here, we'll have some fun with this playoff run, all right? First up, let's take a look at the playoff tree. If this was going to happen, Vancouver versus Vegas, that should be interesting. Colorado, Edmonton, oh my God, man. Seattle, Winnipeg, Dallas, and Nashville. Pittsburgh made it again, man. Crosby is just unbelievable. The Rangers, Buffalo's in there in Tampa. Oh my God, the Tkachuk brothers. The Tkachuk brothers, that's a fun series, man. Ottawa versus Florida, that is a fun series. I wonder what Brady would do. I wonder what he would do in that one. All right, so I don't want to waste too much time. So we're going to, we'll jump into each game, but we're going to do a quick time simulation, all right? So immediately, we're just going to skip through it. Let's see what the Toronto Maple Leafs can do. We are on the road for game number 1, and Austin Matthews scores the first goal. There you go, Matthews. That's what we want to see. Sean Walker ties it up, and the Toronto Maple Leafs lose 2-1 in game number 1. No offense. Matthews scores a goal. Immediately, people are thinking, he's terrible. Only 1 goal. The Leafs lose game number 1. All right, so be it, right? So be it. I mean, I was saying that Carolina Hurricanes, we were better than them because we took Florida to 7 while they only took them to 5. I might have to eat my words now. Carolina, they are ready to go. They want to get revenge against Florida. First period, oh my God. Domi scores fast. Aho, Roslovic, yep. Second period, oh, Taylor Hall scores. Third period, oh my God, Kotkaniemi. All right, Toronto. Well, we let Marner go. And it doesn't seem like it's helping us out come playoff time, man. Oh, all right. So there's one change that we can make. The game has Joseph Woll as our starting goalie, right? It's just because I think they're the same overall in this. Let me switch it up to Anthony Stolarz, and let's see if that can be the difference. You're not in trouble in the playoffs until you lose on home ice. Did I see Anderson with a .973 save percentage? Holy shit. First period in Toronto. Oh, the Boo Birds are coming out. The Boo Birds are coming out. Toronto's booing the shit out of everyone. Second period, oh man, no offense. Oh, Marner's loving this. Third period, we tie it up, Matthews, but Jesus, Matthews is trying. He's got no help, and the Leafs are down 3-0 against the Carolina Hurricanes. Jesus, a .971 save percentage for Freddie Anderson, man. All right, and Stoli at a .944 in that game, but we still end up losing it. Last chance for the Leafs. What can you guys do? On home ice, first period, 2-2. Matthews, his third goal in 4 games. He's trying, no depth. Second period, oh, they're just too powerful. Burns and Walker, Tavares. Is the Leafs season? We won't even get to 7 without Mitch. Oh my God, no, it's over. It's over. The Leaf fans, I mean, bye-bye Mitch Marner. They won't have to deal with Game 7 anymore. Now they got to deal with first-round sweeps. Oh, it got worse. Oh, it got worse. And Vegas is up 2-1. So you know what we'll do? We'll have some fun here, and we'll follow the Vegas Golden Knights through the rest of the playoffs. Even though they have Alex Pietrangelo, let's see what they can do. So Vegas so far, Marner, through 3 games, he's got 6 assists. In this universe with Pietrangelo, during the regular season, ooh, not bad, Mitch, not bad. The point totals come down a little bit, but a plus 39, right? The team won. The team did very well with Marner, and now in the playoffs, he's doing pretty good as well. So let's just advance the day a bunch of times. You know what? Let me sim to the draft. I don't need to linger here too much, but I will slow it down every few days. There you go. Slow it down right here. Let's see what we got. Still in the first round. Yep. Marner's up 3-2. Oh, my God. This could be another thing. If Vegas has Marner, are they going to Game 7 in the first round? Yep. Marner was the catalyst, all right? The Leafs lose Marner, and there's no more Game 7s. Vegas gets Marner. It's first round Game 7. Marner was the guy. He was the one. The current round of the playoffs are over, and... oh, that was the AHL. That was the AHL. NHL. And... oh, he loses. He loses. Marner loses another Game 7, this time with the Vegas Golden Knights. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It just... what? He lost 6-1 to Vancouver in Game 7. Oh, no, Marner. What have you done, buddy? What, did he get a point? He got a point. He was a play. He's yelling at the bench. Wake the fuck up with his dry hair. Oh, it's so, I feel so bad for him. So it's a lose-lose. Marner continues to lose in the first round. The Leafs can't even get to Game 7. It's a lose-lose for both Vegas and Toronto, ladies and gentlemen. At least that's what EA Sports says. So let's simulate to the final and see what we got. Vancouver. Script writers went crazy. It's written in the stars, Johnny. It's just meant to be. Marner loses in Game 7, and now the Leafs can't even get there, right? Piss poor regular season and just no identity. Matthews is doing good, but no depth. Can't keep the puck out of the net. No blue line. I don't know what it was. And the Winnipeg Jets are your Stanley Cup champions. That's nice. That's interesting. Winnipeg, the President's Trophy winning team. They got a look. Let me see what they got. Columbus is going to go first overall. Blah blah blah. Let me see what we got here. Hang on a second. View retired players, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Johnny Taves is a 4-time champion. Oh, yeah, with Winnipeg. So let's see the playoff tree. A Winnipeg Tampa Bay Stanley Cup final, and Winnipeg sweeps them out, man. Damn. So Toronto lost to the team that beat Pittsburgh, that lost to the team that lost to the team. Damn, Toronto. And then Mitch Marner, who lost to Vancouver, that lost in the conference finals to the Winnipeg Jets, ladies and gentlemen. Awards. Let me see what we got here. Stanley Cup. No, I just want the Conn Smythe. Conn Smythe, Kyle Connor. Very nice. That'd be great for Winnipeg Jet fans, right? Kyle Connor bringing it home. And last but not least, let me just see how many points Mitch Marner had. So, Matthews with 3 goals in 4 games played, a -3. All right, so he got his goals, but 5v5. Willie was just coasting out there, man. Willie wasn't moving. And then the Vegas Golden Knights, Marner. Oh, damn. Marner's flexing. Marner flexed 9 points, 1 goal, 8 assists, +2 in 7 games played. But he didn't show up in game 7, man. Just couldn't get it done. And Mitch Marner's pain continues. All right, so we did Vegas. We did Toronto. There's one more team that I want to do. Les Montreal Canadiens. Oui. Dobson with Lane Hutson. Let's see how they simulate. All right, so let's see what we got here for Montreal. What are we doing with Montreal? Johnny Bolduc. I'm getting Bolduc over there, too. All right, hang on. Hang on a second. Let me save my voice a little bit just so I'm not going crazy here. The New York Islanders, all right? So we're going to go with Dobson over there. It was for Heineman and 2 firsts, correct? So Heineman's got to go. Is he there? He was there. There it is. So Dobson for Heineman. Anyone else? It was St. Louis, Bolduc, right? I think Bolduc was on St. Louis. Hang on. Bolduc, yeah. And for who? Mayu? All right, so I'm just going to send Bolduc over. I'm not going to trade him back. All right, is there anything else? Anything else, Montreal? Did you guys do anything? Any of these players got to be cut? Caulfield, Matheson, Hudson, Gooley, Slavkovsky, Line, Montebo, Evans, Dak, Galley, G, Demidov, Carrier, Anderson, Savard, Newhook. Armia's gone. Armia went to L.A., I believe, right? I believe Armia went to L.A. There you go. Savard retired, John. Savard retired? Okay. Dropped to free agency. There you go. Dvorak gone, Johnny. All right. Dvorak, we will let's just send him to Philadelphia. All right. There you go. Anyone else? Resign Dvorak. Now, I'm not going to do any contracts. We're just going to do a 1-year simulation here. Dropped a goalie, too. Primo is gone, Johnny. All right, well, if it's a backup goalie, I'm just going to hold. He's probably in the AHL squad. But there's no one else that, needs to be brought in, right? All right, cool. All right, so let's start it up with the Montreal Canadiens and see what kind of setup that we can do here, all right? Give me a second. Save my voice. Don't worry, I'm here. Oh. Johnny, read the chat, bum. I'm trying to, I gotta, it's faster if I just set up like this way, you asshole. Call me a bum. The fuck? I'm trying to be quick. Demidov up, Johnny. Oh yeah, Demidov's in this game. Auto-rotate goalies on. I just got to make sure. Yeah, everything's good. All right, here we go. Johnny, 1 year of Ottawa after Montreal. I can't do that, Climax. And no offense, but the Ottawa Senators really, this whole video is supposed to be about the changes, right? Ottawa, what kind of changes did they make? What are we talking about with Ottawa here? You know what I mean? All right, so let me just do the trading block first, and then I'll get all this stuff sorted out. Bro forgot Pizzetta. No, I moved Pizzetta to Toronto. That was in the last thing that we did. He's already on the Toronto Maple Leafs. We did that. Johnny, what team will you do next year? Oh, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. Still a lot to happen during the offseason. GM Superbman's got to choose his next spot, but he's still focused on Philadelphia and the dynasty, all right? So let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right, so roster moves. Goaltenders, Monthable, Dobish, right? Yeah, Carey Price, I'm going to drop down to the AHL. Dobson with Matheson and Gooley and Hudson and Carrier and Jackeye, Struble, damn, man. And then you got Reinbacher, who might be coming up soon. I know they moved on from... Just move on, just move on, just move on. The Ottawa Senator fans are going to be cheering in the streets when they hear about this trade. Good, good. I just had to. Now I can talk again. Now I can talk again. Let's go. No audio. I just had to sort something out. Just had to get something off the team. That's all I had to do right there. All right, here we go. All right, so forwards, Harvey Pinard. Who am I bringing up? So Montreal, Newhook, Bulldog, Waugh, Kapanen. Who else should I bring up here? Harvey Pinard, Barry Boulet, Beck. Who do you guys want up? Who should be the last guy, man? Somebody on the team. Demi Duff isn't in the game. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He played. He's in the game. Pinard is gone. He's gone. All right, so I'll bring up Beck then. All right, so Beck it is. Oh, big old fat, no second line center position. There's Trudeau's out of there. All right, here we go. Best lines. In case you guys were wondering, there he is. All right, here we go. So, Montreal fans, here we go. Your Montreal Canadiens for 25-26. Now, I don't know what they're going to do going forward with this man right here, Patrick Laine. When he signed, I thought, ooh, that's nice. But after a year there and with all the talent they have, Demi Duff getting the chance, and then they just traded for Dobson. You want Laine on your power play. I think they got enough power play talent, so I don't know what Laine is going to do. I think they're going to keep Caulfield, Suzuki, and Slavkovsky together. I think they want to try to develop those guys, but maybe Demi Duff moves up. I'm going to put Demi Duff on the second line right wing, and Laine I'm going to throw down to the third line right wing, all right? We'll see how that plays out. Jake Evans, perhaps. Kirby Dak or Doc, whatever his damn name is. You still got Gallagher in there. Bolduc, who just came over from the St. Louis Blues. He can play center, so there you go. You got Josh Anderson. I think they're trying to move on from that contract. You got Kapanen. You got Beck on the sideline. So it's a young, up-and-coming team, right? You can be very grateful for the youth movement here in Montreal, but the reason I want to do the simulation is this man right here, Noah Dobson. Now, Dobson, last year, it'll actually show it, my man had 70 points in 79 games played, and we've all seen Lane Hudson and what his potential might be. Could you imagine these two guys together, lefty-righty? But that's where I go to my next point, the power play, right? I mean, if you're not using Patrick Laine on your power play, your first-line power play, I don't know why you have him on your team. So right now, they went with something like, instead of Demidov, it was Slavkovsky, and you're going with Suzuki, Caulfield, Slavkovsky standing on front of the net. Laine is over there on the far right side. In fact, I think it was like Suzuki standing like right there, if I remember, because he would also pass it to Patrick Laine, but just for the sake of the face-offs, let me get him in there for Cole Caulfield, all right? So, I mean, what are you going to do with Patrick Laine? What I'm going to try to do, I'm going to give that spot to Noah Dobson. For the sake of the simulation, let's see what Noah Dobson can bring to the table with Montreal's young guns. So it's going to be Nick Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Caulfield, Hudson, and Dobson, ladies and gentlemen. And then the second line power play, yeah, you got Demi Duff in there, and you got Laine in there. So we'll see if that works out. But, man, see what I mean? It's just too many. Even without Laine, you don't get Dobson in there. Or, sorry, you don't get Demi Duff in there. Now, Demi Duff just had his rookie season. But this is where I feel like Montreal's got way too many. There's going to probably be people that say Dobson shouldn't be on the first line power play. That should be Demidoff, or that should be Line A, right? I don't know what you're going to do here with Montreal. Point is, you got a lot of options going forward. Penalty kill. All right, so you got Evans in there, Hudson and Dobson killing penalties. Where's Suzuki? There's Suzuki, Wah, Bolduc, and Dak. Yeah, sure, whatever. The coach wants it, the coach gets it. And in the net, you got Samuel Montembeault. So, the Montreal Canadiens made the playoffs in 24-25. Let's see, with their roster constructed the way it is right now, do they have a chance in 25-26? All right, here we go. Line A, a one-season wonder. Yeah, with Utah. We don't care. Just fucking sim. Damn, Big Fish. Calm down. It's called content creation, buddy. Just sim. Just get it done. I swear to Christ. You can just go sim it yourself, can't you? If you want to just get it done. I'm putting on a show here, damn it. I gotta freaking find content. I gotta put this thing together. Just sim. It's like I'm doing my Toronto Maple Leaf streams. Johnny, shut up, man. Just watch the game. So what? I'm a commentator. What do you mean just shut up? Johnny is pissed. Nah, Brad, M4, I'm good, man. L viewer, be a good ape and sim. All right, Big Fish. Thank you, bud. Thank you. And Eagle, joining, becoming a member for the first time. Becoming a sub for the first time. How's it going there, Eagle? Good to see you, buddy. And make sure if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications. Holy shit, the Montreal Canadiens are 5-0 to start the year. Noah Dobson moving shit around him right now, man. Up against his former team in New York. That's 6-0 start. Les Montreal Canadiens, les partisans sont des fous. Esti des tabernacle, oui, qu'est-ce que c'est? Uh-oh. And now the losing streak begins. They're going to be a streaky-ass team here, man. Streaky-ass team. That's typical for a young skill team, right? When they're feeling confident and they don't have that fear, they can definitely win some games. Then all of a sudden things don't go their way. The puck luck goes against them. Some good goaltending games. They lose that confidence and the losing streaks begin. Finding that consistency. That's what the veterans can do in the NHL, right? Montreal, it's good to see them break out last year. Same thing with Ottawa. Can they sustain it? Sophomore of getting it back to the playoffs, their second year, or will they miss the playoffs again? The Atlantic is tough, man. The Atlantic is tough, but I think Boston is out of it now. We'll see if Boston can bounce back. At any time, Buffalo's trying to bounce back, right? Detroit, they want to get in there. Like Montreal, Ottawa, Tampa, Toronto, and Florida, they all want to, the Atlantic is crazy right now. It just is. Johnny, trade Line A for Crosby. Bring Crosby back to the Montreal Canadiens. I like it. I do like it. I can see that happening, man. Because Montreal's got all these young pieces. Trade one of them and a few draft picks away. But the thing is, they just traded away draft picks to get Noah Dobson. Montreal acquiring Sid Crosby. That would be nice. I don't want to see Crosby waste away for the next 3, 4, 5 years in Pittsburgh, man. I don't. I want to see Crosby take the next step in his life. Pittsburgh's going to be so shit. There's no way they can turn that thing around. They got nothing. They got no draft picks. They got depth draft picks. They don't got first rounders. They still got Carlson, Letang, Malkin. Pittsburgh's due for a full-on rebuild, man. Trade Malkin, get some pieces back. Trade Crosby, get a boatload back. Retain salary on Carlson and Letang. Get them out of there. Get some back. And just tank for a few years, man. There's zero chance of that, by the way. You think he's just going to stay there and rot? Oh, that sucks. 2 years in a row we haven't had Crosby in the playoffs, man. Or maybe 3 years. I forget. Jared Vesey, GM Superbman, can you please wish my friend Mike Hawkburn a happy birthday? Mike Hawkburn. Oh, my God. Mike Hawkburn. Jesus Christ, man. Not even a good fake name. I know, it wasn't even that good, Tate Anderson. There's so many better ones out there. Mike Cockburn. Oh, my God. Yo, Hawkburn, happy birthday. They are choking. Montreal Canadiens. Well, we're trying to get to the halfway point of the season. We're past the halfway point of the season. Had a good start, did the Montreal Canadiens, but it's a long year. That grind, right, of trying to just win more than you lose. This is what I mean about being a veteran in the NHL. It's that consistency that these guys learn how to play with. The younger players, they're streaky. The older players, getting banged up. But the guys right in their prime. And that's what the Leafs were good at, right? The core four. The one thing that you can say about them, they found that consistency throughout the regular season and throughout 9 years. Back to back, making the playoffs, man. And that's no small feat. I mean, we went through the dark ages for a lot of years there. So 30-26, stay in Montreal. Let's get to the first. Let's see what we got. I'm not going to take a look at the stats. We'll just get to the end of the season. As a Habs fan, thank you. There you go, Lincoln. I'm taking care of my Montreal Canadiens fans. They took care of me in 2021, so we got a special relationship. Anderson with Demi Doff would put me into cardiac arrest. I know, Will. Listen, Will. Every team is still going to refine their roster. This is just a fun free agency day video that Domsky, like I said, can take. We're all just hanging out, having a fun time here in the live stream. This is what I wanted to do. Rather than just talking about the trades. We talked about them for the first hour, and now I just want to get some actual content there on the screen. When will you try to solve my Buffalo Sabres? I know what to do with Buffalo. Just trade away everyone and rebuild. But before you rebuild, you have to blow up, like, management. You have to blow up your whole system. Like, there's a disconnect between ownership, development, scouting. Like, the culture within that organization is just flawed. Like, you got to build it up again. You got to get a winning mentality in there. You got to get some real good coaching. Like, Lindy Ruff ain't it, man. You got to get some freaking guy who wants to change everything, wants to make Buffalo his freaking spot. And you got to start building it up, man. Buffalo needs a rebuild everywhere. It's just the team is broken. The players don't want to be there. You know, there's been too much losing, and it's just they got to change something within. It's not the players. Jack Eichel has gone through there. Sam Reinhart's gone through there. Ryan O'Reilly's gone through there. Brendan Montour's gone through there. Evander Kane's gone through there. Taylor Hall's gone through there. Who else? Like who else, man? I'm sure there's been more as well. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Olmark has been through there. McCabe has been through there. You know, it's wild, man. O'Reilly, I said O'Reilly, yep. And O'Reilly goes to St. Louis, wins a cup. You know, Eichel goes to freaking Vegas, wins a cup. Reinhart goes to freaking Florida, wins a cup. Like, they got something wrong within, man. All right, so we got 2 games. Okay, let me start it here. All right, so we got 2 games remaining. Your Montreal Canadiens in a wild card spot trying to hold on, man. They are 3 points ahead of the Sabres, but the Metro, yeah, they're holding on. Only 1 point ahead of the Capitals. Okay, so we got to win some games here, Montreal. We'll go into a real-time sim because this could be the season right here. Up against Connor Bedard and Chicago. This is your chance to get points, Montreal. Right here, right now. This was the Demidov game, wasn't it? The debut. And Connor Bedard will score the first goal of the game 30 seconds in. Damn it. Artem Levshunov. Oh, my God. Bazooka Lev. Dear God, man. The youngins. Power play for Chicago. You know what? Let's try to change this up. Let's simulate the first period. Here we go. Boom. Nothing doing, Montreal. This is not looking good. Second period. Oh, this is Connor Bedard gets 2. Valeno with 1 as well. Third period. Oh, they get 2 more. They can't keep the puck out of the net. Dobson gets 1. Donato, Moore, Martinez. And the Montreal Canadiens, they might be outside of the playoffs looking in now. They need some help now. They need some help. They need some luck, and they also need to win this last game of the season. They've lost 3 in a row late. 83 points. The Red Wings have 1 game in hand, and they're only down by 1. The Red Wings, oh, man, we need some help now. And the Capitals, 82. We got to win this one. It's as simple as that. You got to win this one, and you got to get some help from the Detroit Red Wings. So, Montreal, with your season on the line, can they make the playoffs in back-to-back years, or are they just going to miss out? First period, 0-0. All right, Montreal, getting some goaltending. Now you got to step up. Lane Hudson and freaking Noah Dobson. Come on. Second period, 1-1 game. Nick Suzuki, Robinson. They need to get to overtime for sure. Well, obviously, but they need these 2 points, man. Come on. Third period. Oh, man. All right. We're going to do it for the sake of entertainment. It's overtime. Oh, let me make sure the settings are good. Yep, I knew it. The settings were going to be fucked. Can I... Okay, hang on. Yeah, okay. Realism. There you go. I had to do this because my default settings are... Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's my shitty NHL 25. Yeah. Yep. NHL 25. That's the one. That's the one. All right, take your picks. Who's winning? Montreal or Carolina? Dobson and Hudson on the freaking point in overtime. All right, Montreal with the season on the line. Even with a win here tonight, you still need some help. The Bell Center, they're going to go wild, man. Carolina, oh, man, walking right in. Sebastian, oh, big save, though, by Montembeault. Svechnikov goes back to the point. Brent Burns plays it over to Aho. Backdoor, watch out. Aho walking in. There it is. But a nice save there by Montembeault. All right, don't even know what the lineups are here for Montreal. We're just going to leave it. Come on, La Canadienne. I believe in you. It's Caulfield and Suzuki out there. Is it Noah Dobson? Is it Dobson? It is Dobson, number 8. Is he getting number 8 in Montreal? I wonder if any Montreal Canadiens have already bought jerseys. Face-off one by Suzuki. Hit off the puck. Suzuki's got 2 friggin'. There it is. Goal Caulfield. Get loose, buddy. Caulfield 2-on-1 across the blue line. Caulfield going wide, walking in. Suzuki. Caulfield, what a save, though, by Anderson. Dobson tries to play it back to the point. Oh, no. Noah Dobson turned the puck over. He's back-checking, though. He's back-checking. He clobbers Aho. Oh, my God. Aho buries it, but I think he clotheslined himself on the iron. Is he all right? And the Montreal Canadiens lose in overtime. The net is off its moorings. Holy shit. Noah Dobson with the turnover in the offensive zone. A breakaway. Sebastian Aho and the Carolina Hurricanes win it. Look at this violent body check. Dobson, he gets back, cross-check in the back of the head, and the boom! Leads his face into the post. Look at Aho fall into the ice, relentless. Oh my God. I got to get an instant replay of that one. My man just got dummied against the iron. Hang on a second. So first up in the offensive zone here, this was a nice little move. Caulfield, Suzuki, little drop. No look floaty. No look floaty, Mitch. That's how it's done right there. Caulfield, the open net. Oh, what a freaking paddle save. Oh, it was like a pad save. Never mind. I thought it hit his stick at first. Dobson then, puck in the air, knocks it down, turns around. That's a good turn. And then goes back, easily picked off by the old man, Brent Burns. Jesus. Then Dobson gets hit. Suzuki commits. And then it's a foot race here. Dobson showed some speed getting back as well. Look at those long strides by Dobson. And then shit just kicked off, man. Freaking Sebastian Aho in, shoots it, beats him. Dobson then, oh my God! He pressed his head against the freaking post and oh, Aho is down. Aho is down, man. That is bad. Just ride his head into, oh shit. That looks really bad right there. Damn it, Noah Dobson. Teabagged his head, Johnny. I guess so. All right, let's see. Les Montreal Canadiens. Maybe they made the playoffs with a little bit of luck. If the Detroit Red Wings loss on loss, right? We will see. No! No! We're not going to make it in. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Esti de tabarnak. Les Montreal Canadiens have been eliminated from the NHL playoffs. Well, it just didn't happen, ladies and gentlemen. With a record of 39, 37, and 6, the Canadiens just miss out on the playoffs by 2 points to the Detroit Red Wings. You know what? That Atlantic doesn't seem crazy to me. Panthers, Lightning, Leafs, and then the Red Wings break through. The Senators drop back. The Sabres almost get in. The Bruins are the worst now. Holy crap. Let's see the Metro, the Rangers, the Devils, the Penguins, the Hurricanes. The Penguins in this are just unbelievable. Kings, Oilers, yeah, the Golden Knights with Pietrangelo are a good team without question. And then the Jets, the Stars, and the Avalanche. All right, so Montreal, let's see what your players did during the regular season. With a guy like Noah Dobson, what kind of potential point seasons will you guys have? All right, so Suzuki, that's looking kind of nice. 92 points, 30 goals. Caulfield, 35 goals, 83, but a -9. So keeping the puck out of the net seems to be the problem for the Montreal Canadiens, yet they can score. Slavkovsky, almost a 30-goal season. Gallagher, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. I think it's time, Montreal. And we were excited last year when you got him, but I think The writing's on the wall. You got Demi Duff, you bring in Dobson. I don't think you want to lock this guy up long term, man. That's just, I don't think it's the play. Demi Duff, all right, minus 19 for Demi Duff. It's a little bit more understandable. My man's 19. He's not 26, and at least he skates. 23. The third line was terrible. Defensively, ooh. So, Lane Hudson and Noah Dobson together were terrible for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, that could actually be a good thing because you split them up. Right? Two offensive guys. Hudson can just be on his own line. Dobson could be on his own line. You pair them with some shutdown guys. I don't know. Do they throw the body? Let's see. Dobson, it says he throws the body. Lane Hudson does not throw the body at all. So it's just, they're just getting eaten alive. And also, I mean, Montebo had a 9-10 save percentage just because the team is allowing so many shots on net. It's not like they had a goaltender in there either, right? So pretty rough stuff for the Montreal Canadiens. But like I said, we are not done yet. So let me know what you guys think about these simulations, Vegas, Toronto, and Montreal. And also, I want to know, so far, free agency, trades, or signings, who are the winners and the losers? Let me know, and I will see you guys next time. All right. Let's simulate the rest of the, what's it called? The playoffs, and we'll see. Take your picks right now. Who's winning? I'm going to go with Dallas or... I'm going to go with Dallas or Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh keeps on getting there, man. I'm going to go with Dallas. Dallas in the West, Pittsburgh in the East. Dubas? Yeah, I'm going to go with Dubas again, man. Damn. So let me simulate ahead. Let me just get this done. I'm all talked out now, man. How long have we been going for? Oh, yeah. 2 hours and 20 minutes. High energy commentary. I am definitely ready. To call it. You going with Montreal? Montreal's not in the playoffs, buddy. Montreal didn't win the trade. Not an NHL 25 climax, but I still kind of like it for them. Dobson, we'll see. We'll see what his potential is. We'll see what what he can end up becoming on that team. Obviously didn't want to play with the Islanders, and a big old right-handed defenseman. That's not a bad idea, dude. I'm trolling, Johnny. I figured as much. Don't worry. All right, so, your Stanley Cup champions, the LA Corey Perry did it. Corey Perry did it, ladies and gentlemen. After all this time, Corey Perry chooses the LA Kings, and he gets it done. Philadelphia's getting the first overall pick. All right, Matvei Michkov going to get a stud to play alongside of. Retired players. Hang on a second. Let me just get into it. Perry did it. He did it, boys. Perry effing did it. Hang on. Let me see here. All right, so it is locked in. Let's take a look at the playoff tree. What kind of nonsense did we have here? So, Vegas got swept in the first round. The Leafs won in Game 7, and then the Leafs beat Florida, only to lose Game 7 against the Rangers, and then the Rangers lose again in the final against the Kings. Holy fuck. The storylines went wild this time around. They made us believe just to take it away. They made the Rangers believe, revenge, just to take it away, man. Holy crap, that would be a devastating Stanley Cup playoffs. Oh, I'd fucking hate it. I would fucking hate it. Hang on, player stats. Let's see, did he even play? Let's see, hang on. Entire league, the LA Kings. Let's see if he even played here. Kopitar, Perry. No, he didn't even play, boys. Hey, Climax, look at this. Jordan Spence in the playoffs for LA. 13 points in 21 games played, a +7. Not bad, huh, Climax? There's your guy, Jordan Spence, playoff performer. Boom. He's on Edmonton, you goof. I think I did move him. Didn't I? Did I not? I thought he was one guy that we did. No? Okay, hang on. Let me go check out Edmonton. Was he there? Was he on Edmonton? Yep. Poor McDavid. McDavid, just leave, man. McDavid, just leave. 18 points in 10 games played. Just get out of there. You got no help. Let me guess who failed. Let me guess who shit the bed. Yep, there it is. 908. Yep, there it is. There it is, man. There it is. And last but not least, let's see. Who do you think won the Conn Smythe with the LA Kings? Let me guess. Hang on. Point produced, maybe Kemp. Nah, Kempe I don't think gets points in the simulation. Byfield would be the obvious. Like Kopitar, Doughty, honest to God. Trying to think of like who Kopitar, Doughty. I'm just trying to think of like a first liner. Kopitar, Doughty, Kempe, Fiala, maybe Fiala. You know what? I'll go with Fiala here. I'll go with Fiala because he probably plays in the first line. I'm gonna go with Fiala. All right, Conn Smythe, Anze effing Kopitar. Now that would be nice. That would be a nice finish for him. Time to retire after that, buddy. Awesome. That is really nice for LA King fans. He did it in 2014 against the Rangers, did it in 2012 against the Devils, and then he does it again in 2026 against those same Rangers again. Damn, dude. Damn. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we have done our simulations. Is there anything else you guys want me to talk about? I mean, we're pretty much done. We have gone through all the trades here. And next up, I want to prepare the next episode for our GM mode commentary. That's going to be 2 nights from now, probably Thursday. All right. Unrealistic Sim Engine. I think we can wrap it up. All right, Barry Flippity Flop is telling me to wrap it up. Don't give Cly any ideas, Johnny. John, is Suzuki going to make Team Canada for the Olympics? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Canada's got themselves tons of different players that they can choose from, right? So I don't think them struggling to find a roster is going to be an issue at all. All right, so I want to thank all you guys for showing up here again tonight. Had a lot of fun, as always, with all of you. Make sure you guys are subscribed and hit that bell icon to turn on all notifications. Hopefully our TikTok comes back. It's still banned, still down right now, but you can follow us on X and on Instagram, and also check out our secondary YouTube channel, 2BC Clips, where all the fun little stuff will go up to, all right? So I want to thank all of you guys once again for showing up. Take it easy, and I will more than likely see you guys on Thursday, maybe tomorrow, but more than likely Thursday for the next episode of our GM mode commentary. Take it easy, guys. See you all next time.